Hello, everybody. What's up? Welcome to Jasper's Game Week right here on Hearthsinger Games. I am so honored to be joined by all the people here on the screen, and in fact, the 12 games chock full of character-driven goodness that are coming at you over the next 3 days, courtesy of Paizo and our friends who are giving away all sorts of things during the game. So stay tuned for that. At the end of each game, we'll be doing some awesome giveaways. If you don't know me, I am Richmond, aka Hearthsinger, the head bard in charge around these parts. And yeah, this is the first of 4 games today. We are playing Starfinder now, and the next game will be Pathfinder, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show. But what we're all here to do is to bring together support for Jasper's Game Day, which is an incredible charitable organization, a 501c3 charity that works towards suicide prevention and awareness, and makes sure that different organizations that really need help, suicide hotlines, veteran programs for veterans, all sorts of people in different communities, at-risk youth especially. Those are the people that Jasper's Game Day is looking to direct your donations to. So please consider donating. There are instructions on the screen for how to do so. You can type !donate in chat and watch our love soar into oblivion. That is the plan. We have a pretty lofty goal of raising $1,000 to start, and if we can hit that, we're just going to keep on climbing. As I said, we're going to be kicking it off with a Starfinder game first. I am your game master today, but I would love to introduce my incredible cast before we get started. So let's go around, and I'd love to hear a little bit about who you are and the character that you will be playing today. And I will pick on you. Sydney, you're first. Go!
Hi, I'm Sydney Amanuel. Anne and I know each other from other tabletop games we play together, like the Lost Mountain Saga. I'm also a player on the GCN, but today it's different. I'm doing something different. I'm playing a Skittermander, which I've never played before because no one's ever allowed me to, and their name is Gunk. They are so cute. They're pink, they're fluffy. Do you want me to say things like about the class? Should I like?
Yeah, so you can, if you want to reveal your class, go for it.
Yeah, they're mystic. And again,
I mean, look at this little guy. Hold on, I'm zooming in. Or I'm trying to zoom in. I'm zooming in.
And
it's happening.
I had a lot of fun making this character because I really upped them on like just magic and tech gear and augmentation, which I totally didn't do in the other Starfinder game that I play on GCN. So they're a little freak. They've got some crazy stuff that I added to them. They're a bit scary. They have really, really sharp, like rows of sharp teeth. But they're so cute on the outside. And that's all I'm gonna say. Oh, this is the biggest and most important thing. They ride a fire wolf named Tashi, and that's it.
Okay, great. Good to know. Is that Tashi like Tashi's station?
No, it's Tashi like the race of what the fire wolf is. It's
okay.
Yeah, something.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you, Sydney. And next up we have Kiah.
Hello.
What's up, Kiah?
I'm sorry, I'm still leaning on Tashi, which is basically like, it's a dog, and I named him Dog, and I'm here for it. So, hi, yeah, my name's Kiah. I am also, familiar with you and with Sid from other RPG stuff. We've done some Starfinder, did some Pathfinder with GCN as well. Mostly do lots of other stuff, working with my own production company, doing disability and LGBTQ stuff in TV and film. Hooray! And I am playing a Sheeran, whose name is but you can call them Chirp. They are a little sweetheart who sort of feels like they're learning about themselves as they're learning about the world and learning about other people. They're a spacefarer, so they're sort of here as like, the one who's going to connect with whoever we're meeting on the new planet and be there to like learn about the new planet and all of that. So very friendly, very sweet, loves the fam crew, but also you do not want to mess with them if you mess with their fam. So we will see what happens.
Time for me to mess with their fam.
Yes.
Next up, member of the fam, RedMageRay. What's up?
Hello, I'm Ray. I am chronically places. I am chronically queer, and I'm here to party. I do a whole bunch of the TTRPG sphere. You may have seen me over on a couple of other channels, but mainly Friends Who Roll Dice, which is a fantastic group that I co-founded with a whole bunch of wonderful people. And I'm here with this wonderful group of people today. I am playing an android called H4W21N6. Organics find that a complete mouthful, as you can probably imagine, so it is relatively shortened to Hawking. A scholar technomancer, which is all about archaeology, physics, and tolerating other people's presences.
Nice. And next up, of course, the inimitable Erik Mona from Paizo. What's up?
Hi, I'm playing a game. That's what's up. It's exciting to be here. Hi, everybody. I'm Erik Mona. I am the publisher at Paizo. I stream every once in a while as a guest on GCN, the Glass Cannon Network.
Who can say?
And also Jared Logan's Stream of Blood I was just on. And that's about it. That's pretty much everyone who will have me. But I'm happy to be here. And today I will be playing Zescan. Well, when you first see him, he's so scrawny and small that you think that can't possibly be a Vesk. But in fact it is. It is a unusually small, one might say somewhat underdeveloped, mottled green-skinned Vesk who, after the hostilities died down between the Vesks and the Pact Worlds, he worked on the Conqueror's Forge space station, selling off all of the technology and gear that the Vesk Imperium had developed during the fight. But one day I sold something to the wrong person, and I was cast out of the Imperium. And now I seek opportunity among the stars.
Excellent. Well, perhaps opportunity you shall find.
Excellent.
But who do we find next? Segue. Patrick Boylan, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. I'm Patrick. I live in South Carolina. I'm a land surveyor by trade. Listen to all sorts of TTRPGs. Love the Glass Cannon Network. Y'all do a great job on there. That's the only practical experience I have with Starfinder now, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm thrilled to be here. I'm so excited for this opportunity. I am playing Betty Ray, owner and proprietor of Betty Ray's Ray Guns on Absalom Station. She is a human soldier because I figured I'll keep it simple and that'll work out just fine for me. But she is a Xenoseeker because she grew up following her parents around when they were running the business, and they went on occasional hunting trips to help take care of nasty predators on planets that nobody else could get rid of. So she's loved going to different worlds, seeing different things. Her business is struggling a little bit right now, so she's hoping this trip will either get her the publicity she needs to kickstart her business or enough money to weather the next couple of months and find the next big thing. So
Nice. Awesome. And next up, we have, I'm like, oh no, who's next in the overlay? It's Jessica Nab. What's up, Jessica?
Hi, obviously I'm Jessica. I'm from the Midwest. I pretty much have the privilege to, for a day job, to stay at home so I'm not exposed to more crazy people. I get to select my crazy. And yes, I'm a big listener into the Glass Cannon Network, and it's been kind of really neat to see them grow and expand. And yeah, I have experience with 5e, and we haven't started playing Starfinder yet, but they're all listening to getting ready to play Starfinder in a couple weeks.
Awesome.
My character's name she's an android, and her full name is neurologically advanced nurturing android, but you can just call her Nana. She was kind of designed to protect families who may be under attack because of politics or rival companies and stuff. And she kind of, insert tragic backstory, kind of transitioned away from that and decided to turn to the Starfinder Society, basically because it gives her a sense of family and community of people that she can rely on and also protect.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to have you. I will say I've gotten to play with Jess a little bit, even though she is one of our fantastic auction winners, because she's a part of my Patreon community where I run a bunch of games. So I'm really excited to have you at the table once again.
Yes.
And I'm also excited to have Darren Sammons at the table today. What's up, Darren?
Not much. Hi, folks. I'm Darren Sammons. I'm an attorney from Lexington, Kentucky, and I'm a former paratrooper, and I've done all kinds of stuff before, in a previous life before I decided to go to law school. And I've been playing D&D since 1983, and happily transitioned to Pathfinder when that came out, and picked up Starfinder when it was first released at Gen Con. And I've been a huge fan of Starfinder ever since. Big fan of the GCP. I listen to them 5 days a week, I guess, the Classic Game podcast, like Erik mentioned. And so I'm fans of several people I see here, and it's a real treat to get to play with you folks. My character is Amanuel Brightstar. She is a half-elf from a small community on Castrovel. She was at the university studying technomancy and xenoarchaeology, and it's a complicated backstory, but she was ultimately recruited to try to take down a corporation that had polluted her community, and so she engaged in some corporate espionage and had some training in that. So she's an operative, third-level operative, second-level technomancer, and so she has a little bit of, maybe not the best in combat, but has a little something to offer, hopefully, in just about any situation.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Well, we love utility in this family. So there was a time where I wasn't sure how much utility we would have in this crew, and I was like, you know what? They'll figure it out. It'll be fine. But yeah, I'm super excited. I want to jump right into our story because we only have so long before the next folks are going to come on and play their game. So are you guys ready to dive in?
So ready.
Let's do it.
Ready.
All right. Well, this requires me to zoom out and reveal once more our incredible opening scene. Oh man, there we go. That's fine. It's perfect. It was like that to begin with. And to select new music. Oh yes. All right. Boom. It's all happening. Let the mood take you away. All right. Orbiting a slowly dying star with a red hue, we see a modestly sized transport vessel drop out of the drift and begin a descent trajectory towards the surface of a large icy blue planet. The 7 of you have been traveling here from Absalom Station, where you were each hired for your certain set of skills, for a special job here on the Vlaka's homeworld of logic. What we do see, or I guess, what do we see? What do we see on board? Because you guys have been on this ship for, like I said, about 2 weeks to get here. So what are you guys working on? Was there anything you were trying to accomplish? And tell us, like, physically who these characters are. What do they look like?
So Betty Ray is she's in the cockpit. She's looking out over everything. She's got her helmet propped up on the console next to her. She's got my favorite weapon, the Ghost Killer dueling sword Buzzblade, strapped to her back. She's polishing both her rifle and her pistol with the big 4 letters BRRG on the side. She's hoping to get some good screen time with those, just so she can get back to living a good, more comfortable life than she's got. But she's looking out, and she is very excited to get ready. She's ready to roll. She's done this before. She's ready to go. She's about 6 foot tall, short brown hair, covered up in armor, gear, ammo. She a badass with a heart of gold.
All right, and Ambriel, what are you up to?
So Ambriel's been spending the time, like she often does, checking the infosphere, reading scholarly articles on xenoarchaeology, and then also studying the planet they're headed to. She's 5'7", has violet hair and violet eyes, and she's played by Kiah Duval.
Now, Ambriel, since you are saying that you're doing some research, why don't you roll me a culture check to see what you can discover about this planet? Don't know who that was, but...
Natural 6, but I have a plus 14, so 20.
That'll work. You know what? That's fine. We'll work through it. So, Logic, indeed, is the Vlaka homeworld. The Vlaka are anthropomorphic wolf, like a lupine race. They are, or ancestry rather, they are known for their skill in diplomacy, their fiercely loyal personalities, and their just badassery, honestly, if I had to name something. But they live on a dying world, an ice world, which is very clear from where you're going, because of their dying star. Their environment has slowly been changing and diminishing. The habitable parts of this very just rough and tumble environment are really causing them to live in clans in these small remote areas. They have been, it is rumored, looking for a new planet or a way to carve out a new life for themselves in the galaxy, but have so far been mostly unsuccessful at that. You know, from reading your mission brief, you're heading to the mountains where Clan Nanurgic lives, and you know from your research that they are an alpine clan that live up in the mountains, and they are the librarians and lore keepers of the Vlaka. There you go. Good research. Well done. How about you, Hawking? What are you doing on the way to Logic?
Hawking is in the storage, like the cargo bay. Don't know whether anyone's actually noticed them there. No one really saw them get on. They're just kind of tucked in a crate with a little pad up, just running calculations on the star, how big it is, because of how big it is, trying to calculate how long it's going to take until this planet eventually just melts out. Just random calculations to do with the system that they're in and trying to figure out what they can discover there. They might pop their head out at one point, but it's quite unlikely. They're probably just chilling.
Yeah, I guess why don't you roll me a physical science check for your calculations?
Physical science? Oh boy. That's gonna be a 26.
Oh, Starfinder. You're so crunchy. We love how high these DCs are. So, so you are doing your research. Now, it's definitely the kind of thing where it's not like the star is going to die out tomorrow, but there doesn't seem to be anything that's going to, with all the magic and all the technology in the world, there's nothing that could technically stop this process as it sits. And it is probably going to be another, let's say, 500 years. But with the lifespan of this hardy group of the Vlaka and their focus on community, which, if you've talked with Ambriel about anything, or once you do, because you've been in your crate, I suppose, it's clear that they don't show any signs of leaving until they have the right place, because they're very connected to this planet where they're living. But yeah, they've got about 500 years, so a few more generations left before the star dies out. And what about you, Nana? Nana? Is it Nana or Nana?
It's Nana.
Nana, sorry. Go for it. Tell me, what are you up to?
So Nana is an android. Her full description name is Neurologically Advanced Android. And She is kind of comes off as very proper. I based her off of a 1950s housewife, but under her kind of skirt that kind of flounces out, if you look very carefully, you'll see underneath she has like an apron full of guns to be at the ready. So
Amazing.
yes, so she's definitely wandering around the cabin, going, okay, are we ready? We're almost here to land, guys. Okay, is everybody situated? And she's just kind of nervously occasionally like whipping out a cloth and like wiping stuff down, you know, trying to keep things tidy.
So we'll say, if this works for you, you're sort of prepping the away team launch.
Yes.
Cool. So you are by the blast doors, getting ready for landing. And Chirp, what are you up to?
So Chirp is very much, I think, hanging out a lot around Betty Ray and Ambriel. Chirp is not a big fan of being alone, but is also a big fan of learning about new places and sort of like checking out what's going on and like what people are learning about and, you know, what other people's plans are so that they can be like a really good support system to other people. So Chirp is just going to sort of be chittering around, for a lack of a better word, around some other people, sort of checking out what they're doing and, you know, offering their own advice on things as well. So they're a spacefarer, and so they do have like, they're very aware of, you know, other cultures and sort of like the lay of the land as well. So I think especially if Ambriel's sort of focusing on, you know, who are the people and all of that, that Chirp will sort of be chirping in with all of these sort of additional little tidbits about, you know, what the land might look like, or like what we should be aware of, and like what we should be looking out for, and like the topography of the planet and all that sort of information.
Nice. And Gunk, what are you up to?
Yeah, if you were to look into the ship, all you see is like a pink ball of fur rolling around with like a much bigger white sort of like phosphorescent almost looking wolf dog. And they're just like, you can't tell if they're fighting. And then you hear just Gunk going, Dashi, stop it. And they pull their arm out and they're like, okay, again. And they like throw something and the wolf is just like going at it. And basically what Gunk is doing, Gunk has a prosthetic arm on one of his there are 6 arms, and keeps things in it. But then on one of their other 6 arms, they have shadow chains, which is like this almost Full Metal Alchemist type like metal attachment, and they can shoot a chain mechanism out of it. So he's basically playing fetch with Tashi with his shadow chain, and Tashi is like taking the chain and just running with it all around the room. So pink.
But he doesn't know drop it very well yet.
No.
Or she doesn't know drop it. Tashi.
Yeah, she doesn't know drop it. She's a very good girl. She's a good dog. But the animal Tashtari, they're wild, and even domesticated ones can still be like a little bit dangerous. But yeah, so Gunk's playing with their laser wolf in the ship.
Amazing. And Zeskin, what's going on?
Zeskin, as I said before, is quite slim and short for a Vesk, but he tries to make up for it with style. He wears a beautiful sort of formal, kind of the equivalent of a tuxedo / zoot suit, and it's like pressed over. You can tell he still is a Vesk. There's obviously some kind of armor chest plate or something underneath, which creates some strange angles with the suit, but he tries to pull it off and he tries to make it look good. And he's mostly been keeping to himself. He's sitting at a side table with a number of data pads set out around him, and he's been researching not so much like the weather on the planet Logic, but he's curious about the technological needs of the Vlaka who live on this planet, and he's trying to see if maybe there's a chance, on top of whatever this mission they've been hired to do, he might have an opportunity to perhaps build some sales contacts or sell some technology. So that's the main thing he's doing. And while he's researching that, he also has arrayed before him several thin tubes and in little cups and saucers and things, and it's a full Nargelian tea set, and he's slowly
Nice.
been just like sipping tea as he reads it on his data pads. And unfortunately, just as he sets down this long slim crystal goblet sort of a thing, that's exactly the same time when Tashi jams up against the table and spills the tea all over, and he just looks down at the tea, looks over at the Skittermander, who after all is a subject race of the Vesk Empire, and he sort of goes, and then he holds out a little comm unit and goes, beep, and that's the preordained signal that he has arranged with Nana, that he needs some nurturing and some help. So he just looks down at the mess, doesn't look at the dog, looks at the Skittermander, and just like kind of without breaking a glance at the Skittermander goes, beep, and then goes back to his research as if nothing had happened.
Amazing. Let's have a culture check from you as well,
All right.
just to see what you can learn about what the Vlok are after
Technologically.
in a more technological.
I got an 18.
Awesome. So with your 18, and between your conversations, again, you've had a while to chat about these things to prepare yourself for where you're going. You are aware of the fact that this particular ancestry sits placed between the future and the past. I mean, they're literally sitting on a dying world where they are digging their claws into their ancient written history, which is what this clan up in the mountains is so well known for keeping. And you'll certainly learn more about that during this game. But they are not anti-technology. They certainly have attempted to grow. There's certain members of their leadership who have traveled all across the world to try and bring back technological advances. Most of their technology is based around advances made by technomancers working with Solarians. There's a strong devotion to Desna on this planet. And many of the Vlaka, who so many of them are born deaf or mute, or sometimes both. Some of them are born with all of the above, and some of them are born who are not deaf or mute. But a large number of them claim to be able to feel the music of the spheres on this planet, and so a lot of their technology sits in the technomantic or mystical sphere, where they are really combining magic and technology together. You have managed to see some of their flight vessels, which are these great crystalline cruisers. So everything has this sort of from the earth sensibility, but a lot of like runic magic and things like that go with it. So they're certainly also looking for ways to stay here as long as they can. So as far as specific technology, anything that would allow them to inhabit an unhospitable world would be a great play for them.
Okay, so then I'll be focusing on like environmental stabilizers and that sort of thing.
Exactly.
And I've got
Go ahead.
I've got a few that are top of line, but then I look down at the spilled tea and I'm all beep.
Nice. Now, I want to return to Betty Ray, because you had said you were kind of by the console observing this place. I want you to give me a perception check as you guys make your final descent.
Gotcha. Ooh. Okay, that is a adjusted 18.
Okay, great. So with your 18, let me just pull up my notes real quick. No reason. You are able to see wooden housing built up the sides of these huge trees. From far away, it just looks like a small, not small. They look like normal-sized alpine trees growing up the side of this mountain. But as you get close, you realize actually how huge these mountains are and how huge these trees are. And you can see tiny white and gray dots making their way up spiraling ramps that are twisted around, very Ewok Village, but futuristic Ewok Village style, around the bases of these trees. You see metal metal bridges like hanging between the different trees. It's like a whole system of living up above the ground, and you see that. But what you also notice with your 18 is that there are long lines of Vlaka headed towards an exposed docking bay, which is what you guys can see on the current screen here. So below the tree line, just below the town, there is this beautiful docking bay where there are a few ships, which you can't see in here because I'm not a perfect person. But use your imagination. There are some of these crystalline starships that we had talked about before, and a lot of the Vlaka are moving towards them and loading great floating, hovering pallets of gear onto these ships. The other thing you notice is at the just beyond the tree line, up towards a set of a huge cave mouth that's set behind the village. As you kind of swoop over and begin to land, you see a sort of phalanx of Vlaka standing guard outside the cave mouth. And you see a huge group of Vlaka standing guard outside the cave mouth as well. So they're clearly guarding against something. You land, and there's a hiss as the blast doors decompress. The octagonal iris of the door opens, and you are greeted by a wall of stinging cold. And you can immediately see your breath in front of you, for those of you who breathe. Because not everyone does. Not everyone needs to breathe. It's okay. And a four-armed Kasathan with their elongated, purplish gray conical head greets you at the door. Bessie, bless me, are you the ones we ordered from Absalom? Man, oh man, there are a lot of you.
I think Chirp is gonna jump up immediately and be like, hello, 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 and is gonna try and shake all of their hands in successive order, making sure that they don't miss any of the hands, and say, yes, we are. It is so lovely to be here. It is so lovely to meet you. I can't wait to be on your planet and to meet your people and to really offer as much assistance as we can. Thank you. And he goes around and shakes all of the hands again.
They're kind of looking at you, offering their hands, but it's all happening so fast. They say, "My, you're thorough. I'm Kiah. I'm here to take you to meet the first claw. If you'll follow me, hello. You're short," and looks down at the Skittermander and kind of jumps back at Tashi as they emerge from the ship as well.
Tashi just kind of looks up and goes, "Hey," and then jumps on his laser wolf and just rides off
into the distance, never to be seen again. Hi, Sydney. Thank you so much for playing.
But then they turn around and they go, "Oh, okay," and they come back and they wait.
Okay, great. So, you guys are able to follow this Kasathan past the flocks of Vlaka who are heading towards the port. And if you all want to, I guess, roll a perception check for me.
Ooh.
And if somebody wants to roll a sense motive, they can roll sense motive too.
Gonna stick with perception. That's better, and I hope somebody did better than me. I got an adjusted 10.
A 10, gotcha.
I got a 24 and a 19.
20. Well, both of those are high numbers.
I got a
High-ish.
17 and a 24.
Nice.
Okay,
24 for sense motive.
great. So, Gunk. Well, let's start with perception. So for those of you who perceived above 15, we'll say, you're able to hear snippets of conversation. You hear a child, Vlaka, saying, "But mother, I don't want to leave the planet. We've lived here for so long. I don't want to leave." "Sweetheart, we must leave. There is nothing for us here. We must find a new home. We cannot live here if the caves are going to be so dangerous. It is not for you to want to live here. It is for me to decide. I am your mother. This happens, and as you walk through, for those of you who perceived above a 20, which I believe is, or not perceived above a 20, sense motived above a 20, from these sort of snippets of conversations, all of them the same, people talking about having to leave, not wanting to leave. There's a very old Vlaka with a staff. He appears to be some sort of mystic, and he is having to be dragged by his family away from their home tree. And he says, "No, I will not leave. Not like this. I do not want to. I will die here if that's what it takes." You know, like it is a scene. Most people are quiet, but every once in a while you sense this kind of unrest. And as the Kasathan goes by, those of you who sensed motive and are listening to these conversations, you sense a distrust of the Kasathan, whatever she represents. You sense just an uneasiness, like a powder keg sensibility about whatever is going on. You are finally led to the base of a very large tree. And in front of this tree, you see a really cool Vlaka. One second. I'm going to pull up a handout. We're just going to make it happen. All right. Show to players. Can you see this Vlaka?
Yes.
Wow.
All right.
Nice.
I drew her. She's cool. So you see standing before you a 6'5", tall, strong Vlaka Solarian. She is discussing things with a small turquoise skittermander and an android mechanic. They are sort of taking those orders and moving on. Moving on and disseminating into the rest of the village with things to do. Everybody is business. She looks up. She sees you being led there by the Kasathan, and she says, "Oh, it's good to meet you. Welcome. You are the ones from Absalom, yes?"
Pleased to meet
that's
your
right.
acquaintance.
Late of Absalom.
Okay.
Chirp will sense a somewhat awkward silence and step back in again. So Chirp also, some people notice it, some people don't, has their own little mote of just pitch black energy above their head as well. So sort of noting this, fellow Solarian in the area, Chirp is going to be a little calmer in the greeting and say, "Hello, we are the group that you're looking for, and we would love to know how we can assist." And he's definitely like a little bit intimidated about her, how we can assist and what you need.
Gunk cannot take social cues, and while Chirp is trying to make an introduction, Gunk also walks up and stands next to Chirp, just staring at this Solarian, and then reaches 3 of its 6 arms out on one side and goes, "Hi, this is my wolf Tashi, also a wolf, looks like you, also a wolf."
Chirp is going to attempt to pet Tashi, but still looking at her while he's speaking.
Nice.
Gunk holds both his hands out, petting Tashi, and also reaching up to try to shake the Solarian's hand.
So the Solarian, very for as imposing a figure as she is in size, is very friendly and reaches forward and takes your hands. You can see a wagging tail, very excited to see you guys. And she also, as you get closer, notice that she has 2 great white wings extending from her shoulders that are folded across her back. You thought maybe it was like the top of a backpack as you were walking up the hill towards her, but now you notice she's got it going on. She's just super cool in every possible way, and I love her. She says, "Well, welcome. I am Amarah Yuka, First Claw of Clan Yuka. I have been sent here to help the Ninurja clan evacuate from this area because we have had, well, I guess you'll have to see, but we have this cave here. It is where we keep all of our library of our stories and our knowledge and our history, and it has been, well, attacked by some creatures. We need those creatures to be removed from the caves so that we can get back in to protect this knowledge. Even if we have to leave, we want to make sure that what was once part of us is still here, in case we could ever come back."
Now, Miss Yuka, You said there were some creatures in this cave. Did you happen to get a chance to see what they were, or any idea what they might be?
Well, I have not seen them, although my group went through and tried to trap them. We set a few things up on the inside of the cave system there, but we got a little bit. Well, it was very cold, and some of us don't like the cold. And she looks at the Kasathan, who just like gives her a withering look and walks away. And she said, we also had to convince people to leave. It was just kind of a lot. So I figured if you have money, why not spend it? I wanted to throw money at the situation. So that's why you're here. Also, I don't like bugs.
And
It's just a thing. And I think they might be some kind of bug. No offense, she says to Chirp really quick.
Yes, Chirp is definitely like, feels a little bad about it because she feels like she's hating on him a little bit, but is just gonna kind of like nod, like, no, it's good.
When she first heard the word library, Ambriel perked up a lot, and then when she heard about the creatures, she started looking a little bit nervous and kind of checks the laser pistol on her side, making sure it's ready to go.
Yeah.
When she said if you have money, you might as well spend it, Zeskin's yellow eyes go get much bigger.
Yeah. She sort of continues to tell you a little bit about the fact that there were librarians who came fleeing out of the cave, saying that some sort of creature, at first it got intensely cold and it was really hard to do their work, even though they're used to the cold, even for these Vlaka. It was really starting to affect their work and making the cave systems inhospitable to them. And then something cracked through the wall and began chasing them. And a few librarians were able to escape with their lives, but many were left behind in the darkness of the catacombs. They complained. Those who came out had frostbite. When they said that when the creatures came after them, their friends had been grabbed and held back, but no one has been able to get eyes on them. Amarah says, we went in and we tried to set up some traps, but they were not very successful. I think some of them are still in there, so I suppose what I'm asking you to do is to go in there, clear it out, but also, and she looks around, careful to make sure none of the villagers are nearby, she says, there's some sort of magical mumbo-jumbo going on in there. There's energy coming from where they broke through. Some say that our caves on Logic ring with the music of the spheres. You know, Desna's pretty cool, she says. But we have to know what the source of this magic is, what type of magic it is. Can you do this for me? Can you figure these things out and rid our caves of these horrible creatures?
Oh, I can assure you that we certainly can. And we'll figure out those magics, and we'll make sure that those traps either don't get us or make sure they get those creatures if we're unable to do so. And if I must say that if you look for more traps in the future, feel free to buy them from Betty Ray's Ray Guns down at Epsilon Station. She hands out one of her business cards. She goes, give me a call. Sounds like you got some extra money to spend. Well, I got some guns and some traps for you to be able to spend those on. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Certainly do our best. And if Desna isn't involved in any way, then that's an encouraging sign. And you notice that on her, she has a necklace, and there's a purple crystal, but there's also a little symbol of Desna on her necklace.
Nice. So are you an acolyte of Desna, Ambriel? So you certainly notice through her crystalline armor, you see kind of like a fur tattoo, a symbol of a purple butterfly across her chest and also across the front of her face and brow. And she says, well, you are most welcome here. Desna favors those who visit Logic for sure. If you do this, I can offer you a few things. I can give you one Vlaka cruiser. If you are looking to find a crew, you could find a crew and fly quite happily in a Vlaka cruiser. They're very homey. They have state-of-the-art weaponry and technology and crew quarters. Very nice. Lots of pillows. We like to sit on the floor. And some holy spell gems from our sacred caves. And, of course, a life debt from me, Amarah Yuka. First claw of Clan Yuka.
Explain the value of life debt, please.
You would be entitled to one favor called upon as long as I am living. I will show up and I will help you out until the very bitter end.
a favor for each of us.
One favor split between that. There's a 1,
So
2,
1
3, 4, 5,
7th.
6, 7.
1/7 of a favor, 8 if you include Tashi.
Gunk growls next to Zeskin and looking at the
Yeah.
Solarian like, yeah, how many favors do we get?
Yeah, she suddenly realizes that she did not think this through. Slash, I didn't think it through. And
It's always in the fine print.
yeah, she looks at her crew and she kind of whimpers. She goes, because now they're all doing their own thing and she's just alone to negotiate this on her own. And she goes, 1/7 of a favor. What about fine? 8? No, wait. There's only 7 of you. Wait, but then there's the wolf too.
Don't.
Yes. 8 favors. I guess a half a favor for the pet.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you? Is the pet a dependent?
The pet does
Do
not
you file for
no, Tashi does not file her own taxes, and please don't talk about the taxes for Tashi. There's problems right now. And
Tell me about it.
Have you filed your Schedule C?
Can you recommend someone to help
Okay,
me?
well, if you're not filing, then I cannot put in the paperwork for a favor, so that's just 7 favors. You have to share your favor with your pet.
Now, do you need our W4s before or after we take care of these creatures?
You know what? If you live, I'll take your W4.
The expenses for you to get to our place in the galaxy when we wish to redeem our favor will
That's
be
on
your
me. That's like a part. Yeah,
responsibility.
would they? Wait, I don't think this feels fair. Roll a diplomacy check.
Yes, thank you. I'm in my
please
zone.
do, Zesk.
I'm in my
Yeah.
zone. Oh my gosh.
32.
Okay.
I'm very
She goes-
persuasive.
Yeah, you notice that her eyes are getting really big as she's looking into your big yellow eyes. She says, I just can't, they follow me wherever I'm going. Okay, I guess so we'll pay for it. I mean, I have my own ship. How much is plasma anyways? It's probably, we'll take a life debt for each of you. That's it. I don't talk about it anymore or I'm going to give things I don't have.
I agree to your terms.
Okay,
All this talk
great.
about getting paid makes Ambriel nervous, and she's kind of noticeably quiet and kind of looking at the ground.
Okay, nice.
They're in trouble, and she's trying to decide what the right thing to do is.
So, I'm assuming everybody is down to clown, or I guess get off the show.
Hawking's just been wandering around the entire time, just checking out the people, the technology, the ships.
Totally.
They've been like barely listening at the conversation, but they're very clearly like getting into people's personal space and just like.
Yeah.
I'm looking
the
at
Vlaka.
the technology.
Some of the older Vlaka are less excited about the android presence in this party. Not like in a way that they don't want you here, just that they don't seem as ready to communicate as with organic life forms, which make them a lot more comfortable and feel savvy. But you were in no way unwelcome, but having you look at them, like people kind of lock their eyes with you and then continue on a little nervously or give you a wider berth. For sure. But you all are able to move on to the mouth of the cave where Amarah leads you there and begins to relieve the phalanx of guards who are up above the tree line at the opening of the mouth of this cave. And she says, be careful while you're in there. Many of us, well, we're pretty brave and we didn't fare very well. But you all look really strong. And I think you might just do it. I think you, okay, bye! Like, she's not great at giving you the, like, go for it speech. And she disappears, leaving you at the ominous mouth of this cave. What do you do?
I immediately stroll up to Gunk and lay a hand on their shoulder and just say, you realize, if you require assistance with mathematics, I will be able to look at your taxes if need be once this is all over.
Yes. And
Yes,
Gunk
amazing.
puts hands on your shoulder too, confused at this interaction, and thinks like, okay, now we're done, and then turns around.
Amazing.
Well, I think that conversation went rather well, considering this group.
No, Nana, I have to agree. The fact that we all got a single life debt instead of 1/7 or 1/7 and a half, whatever they were talking about, I just feel just peachy about this whole thing.
It is almost as though you might owe a debt to the person who negotiated such a wonderful deal.
Well, I don't think we negotiated those terms ahead of time, so I think that clause is just not acceptable in this situation, but
You and I will have much to discuss, Betty Ray. Much to discuss.
We'll see.
Terrifying.
Oh, and then he goes, boop, on his little community.
Yes.
Yeah, how is Nana responding to that?
Yes, how may I assist you?
Nana, I was curious if you prepared the field lunch that we discussed.
Oh yes, I have it right here in my pack. Are you looking for the full meal right now, or would you like a healthy
I
snack?
think I will just enjoy the live portion right now.
Okay. And she whips out like a little, traditional lunch sack and hands it. to
It's
her.
like shaking and rattling around with a little mouse or something in there. And you just
Don't mind me.
Oh, you got a little spot right there. And she like
just puts his chin
Oh,
right up.
yeah.
Thank you, Nana.
And I have a question: is the
Yeah.
the mouth of this cave, if I make a noise, is it like echoey and reverberation?
You'd have to go inside to know.
Okay. Gunk takes a step in, and I activate my vampire voice. And I go. Hello, please exit the cave. And I'm trying
Roll-
to intimidate anybody.
roll intimidate check.
Yeah, I think I get a plus with my vampire voice. Let me check.
I
This
was
is so
really
funny.
hoping that no one was planning on using their stealth protocols during this task.
I have a +1 in that.
Do I get a plus? An enhancement bonus to intimidate checks. Okay, but what is the bonus? Doesn't tell me.
The eternal question.
Yeah.
What is the bonus?
Is it like 1 for Mark 1 per level? Or.
Oh,
could
that
be.
would make sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I got a 14. What happens, Anne?
Well, you definitely hear your voice echoing down through the cave, and you hear something else. It's almost like harmonies start at different pitches with your voice as it echoes through.
Whoa. Okay, I deactivate vampire voice and I turn around to the group and I go, "Did you hear that? That was cool, right?"
That sounded lovely.
Thank you, Nana.
You should start an a cappella group with yourself. Cool. You could call it Tashi Station. Sorry. So are you proceeding inside these fateful caves?
Betty Ray will, she'll draw her glamoured amphibian laser rifle, hold it at
Nice.
the ready, and say, "All right, y'all, let's head in and get those life debts, and I'd love to fly home on a brand new cruiser. Let's go take this thing down."
All right.
Amber will
So,
draw her
go ahead.
laser pistol and turn on a flashlight that's attached to it. And she's sticking close to
Mhm.
Chirp, who made a really good impression on her on the trip because they're both kind of acting. And she says to Chirp, "Is it right for us to ask for a life debt? These people, their planet's dying or their star's dying. I don't know."
And Chirp is just going to very confidently reply, "Yes, but also if it's a life debt, we probably only actually get one of those because she's gonna die after some of them, so it's very impossible to think that she would get through 8 of them. So I would recommend that if you want to make a really good choice, you should talk about maybe being first on that list or second. I don't know. I think 2 is probably a pretty good option."
Perhaps if their biology was more accurately close to feline biology rather than Vulpine biology, they may actually have more than 8 lives to hand to someone.
That would work out quite well.
Yes, if they had 9, then I think you're good. You can choose first or second or third or fourth or fifth or sixth or seventh or eighth or ninth, and you'd still be good. Well, I guess not ninth because there's only 8 of us, so don't choose 9.
So this conversation fills the cave and is bouncing off the walls as you guys continue inside, ready for whatever fate meets you. Now, as you head down the cave system, go ahead and roll a perception check. You can all see because there's things shedding light. Chirp. Does your Solarian moat shed 20 feet of light or not because it's dark? I can't remember.
It does not because it is dark. So
Okay.
actually, let me double check that. Continue, but I will double
Sure.
check that just to make sure.
We have a flashlight going just in case, so it's not a huge deal. I was just curious.
Got one.
Awesome. Sweet.
Um,
So give me your totals.
got a 14.
14.
21.
27.
2 for a 12.
19.
Ooh.
Okay, great.
And
So,
27 for me.
all of you guys make out the deeper you move in, these bioluminescent veins that sort of spark through the ice walls here. There's certainly some kind of energy, maybe that connects these systems. Those of you who rolled above a 20 are also noticing teeny tiny print. Some of the print on the walls is, everything is basically written, and you can start to make out, for anybody who has researched, you see things written in multiple languages. You see like a written hand, and then next to it stories of similar lengths, but where the symbols from the language are actually hand positions, and they appear to be some kind of sign language of the same tale, and you can see them sort of broken up in different ways, but just every single inch of wall as you go through is just stories and stories and stories. You also see large like artistic drawings of great creatures being hunted by Vlaka in packs on ice flats, and you see places where the wall has been broken and people have tried to mend the lettering over the breaks and things like that. But those of you who rolled above a 20 also notice, as you're very taken with these sort of pulsing lines of bioluminescent energy drawing you forward, you are able to notice before rocks tumble off the edge of a sheer-faced drop, and there appears to be something that has broken the ground, and there's a giant cleft that dives deep down, and you see the pulsing energy both pulsing forward and down into the darkness. There's about a 10-foot, no, we'll say, what did I say in my notes? 15-foot gap between this side and the next that you will have to figure out a way to cross as a group. Or fall to your death. These are your options.
Fall to your death. Always a good choice. So I lied. I actually have control over whether or not my moat works like a flashlight or not.
Gotcha.
So it can shine with that 20 feet of dim light. So I think now that we've sort of sensed that there's this hole, I'm going to turn on my mode of energy so that we have a little more light, so we can get a better look at this sort of empty space and see if,
Awesome.
there's any obvious way to get across.
You see there's no bridge here. This appears to be some sort of break. If you wanted to roll a I would say like a life science check, somebody might be able to see what might have caused
Nice.
this break.
I would love to do that.
And
As well.
and Nana
21.
as well.
Okay, so 21 from Chirp.
Is it possible to aid in this game, like in Pathfinder?
Yes, you can aid.
what's
So
the-
you would roll the same check, and then I think the DC is 10, at least for Vlaka aid.
Got it.
Certainly.
So
yeah.
real aids.
Okay. So you can add a +2 to one of these people.
I got an adjusted 18.
Okay.
Um,
So we have a 21 and 18, and then Nana, what did you get?
An 8, so doesn't aid.
Okay. So we'll add the aid, I'm guessing, to the 21 to give you a rockin' 23. So Chirp, you also, as a chitinous ancestry as well, start to see what look like small scratch marks, like hardened legs that have carved out this area and sort of dug deep down below in this thin exiting tunnel. It's almost like you've seen other forms of life do this when they're creating a way to, like, basically something created a sheer drop off or a moat to keep people in the caves, or make their egress a little bit more difficult.
Okay, so Chirp will share that information with the group and basically say, I think we might be approaching wherever they may be nesting or staying. They definitely want some safety from whatever's happening out here. Otherwise, they wouldn't have dug this moat. So now it's just a matter of how we get across.
How far across is it?
It's a 15-foot like gap. So 15-foot gap, and then just a sheer drop off. You have no idea how far down it goes.
Okay, but we can see the other side of the
You
thing.
can see the other side. It's just, it was meant to be in the dark, but you all have dark vision and light senses and flashlights.
Zeskan raises his skinny claw and
Yeah.
says, may I?
Mm-hmm.
And he steps forward to the edge and he pulls out like a lozenge, like a large sort of metal lozenge. And he says, as usual, I think we will find the solution here can be unlocked by technology. I give you the ForgeWorks Innovations collapsible ladder. And he pushes a button and it shoots out into a 40-foot long ladder that he sets down, and it just clanks down, creating a fairly rickety bridge across the gulf. And then
It's so funny because it's like twice as long as it needs to
it's
be.
super long. And then he just like steps aside as if he's like ready for someone else to cross. But
Chirp is
anyways,
going to lean over to Betty Ray. Chirp is going to lean over to Betty Ray and go, you two should work together. He's really good at sales pitches.
Betty Ray turns over. Yeah, she leans over and goes, you're absolutely right. I need to get some of that to sell in my store. It's just wonderful.
So
my connections with the manufacturer are no longer what they once were, but I can direct you to some only slightly inferior product for a much cheaper price.
I'm all about that cheaper price, Zeskan. I think we're going to get along
We
just
shall
fine.
maximize our margins.
Speaking the same
Incredible.
language.
So you guys begin to shuffle across. Why don't you give me some? I've lowered the DC due to cunning use of giant collapsible or extending ladder.
Indeed.
But go ahead and roll an acrobatics check as all of you attempt to shimmy your way across this small but formidable gap.
Hawking is not gonna shimmy. Hawking is just gonna look at the group, look at the ladder, look at the group again, and just... I suppose you are correct. It will be solved by technology. I'm gonna use my feet to jet boost just over the... I'm just gonna fly straight over the ladder. And in fact, I'm gonna actually... I'm gonna jet boost the full length over the ladder just to show off a little.
Those who can do, I suppose.
Before I cross, I want to use my data pad to record some video of the writing that's on the wall so I can analyze it later. And this is very much...
You do catch several instances of drawings of two mirrored butterfly images. One appears to be colored in black and the other is left kind of multifaceted.
So I'll make sure I get good footage of that and any writing. And then even though I have a jetpack, I don't want to hurt Zeskan's feelings, so I'll try to shimmy across the ladder too.
Okay.
Nana,
You're like, this is for you, Zeskan.
For safety protocols, Nana will be leading across, making sure, trying to encourage everyone. Come on, everyone, follow me, follow me. Yes, let's make it through. Don't look down. Everything's all right. Just keep your eyes right up here. Yes, okay. And yes, she moves across with a 26 in acrobatics.
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
This is my best skill, and I hope I start rolling better once we start fighting, but I got a 16.
Okay. All right.
Tashi,
Well,
Tashi rolled a 23. Hopefully that.
Okay, did everyone get over a 15? This is the question.
Yes.
Zescan is the last to go across.
Oh,
and
no.
he gets increasingly nervous the more the people go past him. And he finally gets on the ladder, and he's holding his cane that he's been using to support himself,
Yeah.
like a trapeze artist that holds a balancing stick, you know? And he's just like super rickety, and he gets a -3 on this roll, and he got a 9.
Oh no. So, well, okay. So
Okay, so I have a question right off the bat then.
yeah.
So one of my special abilities is to be able to use this gravitational hold.
Sure.
But it technically only works 5 feet above the ground. So does this count as like, do we have a new ground level, or is this gonna be a thing of like, I don't think you're gonna be in range, as he's like
That
slowly
seems-
falling.
That seems crazy. I would say we'll call the ground whatever your feet are on
Okay, solid.
in this case.
Then,
I don't know, Eric. Is that right? Is it?
Sure!
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
yeah,
sure,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, because it'll
Sure,
stay
I
like
feel
that.
like-
Sure.
It is
Yeah.
Zescan is right.
That's right. It is. That's true. You're like rewriting rules
yeah.
as we speak.
I've
So
got access.
no, I feel like that.
So
would be crazy.
Nana is like lovely giving these like very kind instructions, but Chirp
Yeah.
really doesn't like being told what to do for no other reason than just like swarm PTSD and like hive
Mhm.
mind doesn't want to be involved in it. So Nana's giving like really good advice, and Chirp is very specifically like doing the opposite just because they
Right.
want to have the choice about it. So Chirp is like looking up, looking down, looking around, looking back, and so they're sort of aware that, you know, Zeskin is struggling a little bit
Mhm.
with what they're doing. And so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and use the first of my little solar abilities to do
Mhm.
this gravity hold,
Okay.
which basically allows me to hold on to a creature and be able to lift them. Are you a medium creature, or are you bigger than a medium creature?
No, I'm medium, yeah.
Oh, thank God. I was like,
Yeah.
otherwise
Thank
this
God.
is bad. Otherwise I
So let
failed
me-
already.
Let me set the scene and then allow you to deliver on this excellent use of your ability. So you are kind of turning to look over your shoulder, as now that no one can really see what he's up to, Zesk is kind of nervously making his way across this, solution provided care of Zeskin. And he is sort of rickety across, and you watch as the balance just slightly goes off and he starts to fall, and the whole ladder flips over, but it's so long that the ladder is there, but now the thud of it flipping over onto its other side kind of drops your legs off of the ladder, and you're just hanging there. And as the last finger lets go, there's about to be perchance a yelp, but you are suddenly caught
Oh.
in the pull of Chirp. Chirp, describe how you return Zeskin to the world of the fortunate.
Chirp is just gonna go, oh, whoopsie, and just you'll just immediately feel like gravity has somewhat reversed itself. So instead of falling, now you're sort of rotating back so that you're on top of the ladder. And Chirp is just gonna go, why would you do that? That seems like a really bad decision. You should come this way. And instead of setting you back down on the ladder and letting you try again, you're just gonna feel yourself slowly moving above the ladder, hovering just a couple feet above this lovely ladder that you put down, moving you across.
I get to the other side, and I just sort of and I straighten my formal gear over my brigandine armor, and I look back at that and I say, the warranty must not cover ice caves. And then I push it, it retracts it back into the lozenge. I thank you, Chirp.
And Chirp, in not snide way at all, it just doesn't register in their mind as being snide at all. They're gonna be like, I don't know that technology was the best choice for you.
Something to consider.
And then he's just
Amazing.
just gonna pat you on the back a little bit, and then just turn to keep going forward with the group.
So you keep driving forward. Now you'll notice a new map has been revealed. Dun dun dun.
Ooh.
Now the people online can see more of the map than you can. Haha. So don't watch the stream. But just casual note, don't watch the stream. But if you guys want to change your positioning, I've dragged all of your tokens onto the map. Can you see them?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. It's always a fun Roll20 question. Can you see the tokens I put on the map? Is the lighting working? I believe that it is. Awesome. So put yourself in whatever order that you want. But now you find yourself deeper in this mysterious cave system.
We're going north or south?
You are headed south. Assume that where the map is where you're going. You guys are on the upper left-hand part of the map.
Right.
So you're gonna have to find these things.
Can I roll a perception down both of those tunnels? Because it looks like we're there.
Can you roll? Yes, you can. Listen for the chittering of horrific death. I mean, creatures. I mean, fun.
Fun teddy bears. Ooh. Thank goodness, natural 20 for a +2. So 22, and I've got dark vision up to 60 feet.
Okay, so you, Betty Ray, are out front, and you are looking down your scope, careful as you press forward through this new environment. You feel more than you hear. It's colder as you move deeper into the caves. And you do remember that they said that before the creatures came, there was a more intense cold.
Do I know which, or is there a particular direction that coldness is?
You also hear, we'll say you can, with your auditory senses, sense some kind of movement down. Can you see where I'm pinging?
Yes.
In this direction.
All right, y'all. I'm hearing something down south there, and I know that they said it got colder, so I'm thinking we head down that way. I'll take the lead. If y'all just want to stay close behind me, we'll figure out just what the heck is going on down here.
Before we go, everybody has their jackets and stuff. We don't want any cold or any other
Nana,
sicknesses
I told you,
to
I'm
be
fine.
going.
I don't need that jacket. Go.
Okay, just warning you. I still have chicken noodle soup left over. Just in case if you do come down with the sniffles, okay?
Nana,
I did eat the
sass.
chicken
I love
noodle
you and
soup.
chicken noodle soup.
I ate it.
Well, then
it's
I will
gone.
just make more.
Do you have a live chicken by any chance?
I will have to double check my inventory programming.
Then I will pass.
Say live chicken's what, a -4 on stealth checks, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, Anne, I'm having trouble with
Yeah.
Roll20. I'm only seeing a black screen and.
You're only seeing a... Well,
Yeah.
that's... Oh, you know why?
No.
Because I don't think you were in Roll20 when I did this originally. Hold on. I'll fix it.
Okay.
I'll fix it.
Okay.
I'll fix it.
All right.
Okay.
Your character doesn't
has-
have dark vision, and you get to see
Yeah.
nothing.
I'm a lizard with yellow eyes.
Save. You may want to refresh, and you can probably see now.
I will give it a shot. Sorry about the mix-up there.
It's fine. It's fine. These things happen.
Betty Ray
Can
is
you see?
going to progress a bit farther down, go into the next intersection.
I'm gonna.
Still can't see, Eric?
No, sorry.
1 second. 1 second.
While we are adjusting that, I'm just gonna say that Chirp
Yeah.
is going to turn off their mote of light, so that I am not a glowing symbol. Because if it's bugs, I feel like bugs are attracted to light, and I don't want to have that happen.
I'm gonna quit my bug zapper and just mount it to the ceiling.
One of those little electric tennis rackets.
Ooh, this-
All right. How about now, Eric?
I'm guessing it's gonna work because my counter disappeared from the screen that I could.
Try like a hard refresh.
Okay.
You might also be zoomed in too much.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
Hold on. I'm gonna.
Everybody is on the upper left-hand corner of the screen.
Okay. I'm just gonna start over from. Just keep going. I'll try. And...
Just keep. I'll figure it out.
I'm
I got
tired of
this,
the
man.
darkness.
While Zescan goes through it, So you have your magical fly swatter out, ready.
That
ready
was
for
not on the
anything.
items list, but I really think it should have been. So
So I accept that, and I think your fun is correct, and I love it. So I accept. +2 fly swatter of kick ass.
Let's do anything.
Cool. So as you move forward into the breach here, hear vroom, 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 like some kind of buzzing, and right in front of your face, Betty Ray, out front, a giant plasma scythe just slides out of the wall right in front of your face. Roll a dexterity save.
All right. Ooh, I just have my dex bonus to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
16.
Okay. Yeah. So you are able to jump backwards. You guys are gonna have to roll another. This is my cunning drawing of a plasma scythe. On the screen. I did it. I'm a part of this. I'm creative. Right there, as you go through, you guys are gonna have to time it out to make your way through. So go ahead and roll, or let people know about it, I guess, and then you're gonna have to roll a new. I guess we'll call it an athletics check to get through at the right time.
It's acrobatics, right?
Athletics.
Acrobatics.
No. Unless you're gonna find a way to parkour through it.
Parkour!
do it.
All right, I'm gonna call back to the group. Hey, y'all, be careful. There's this neon purple plasma scythe coming down here. Almost cut my head off. But watch this. I'll show you how to get through.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Be careful.
Sliced in half.
17?
Okay, great. Well, yeah, just barely, but sure. So you slide through to the other side. What color is your hair down? Like, what's your hair situation?
Hair is poking out a little bit from the helmet. There's just a little bit there. It's not
Cool.
very long hair, but
It's not poking out anymore. That's what I'm telling you. There's no hair there anymore.
it's off my hair
and
knocks
you-
the fly swatter out of my hand.
Yeah, you feel it you feel the intense, just like flash of heat as it passes right behind you, as you judge the rhythm of it, and you make it to the other side. Approach if you dare. Who's next to be cut in half, potentially?
I'm not seeing that part on roll 20.
I think Chirp is gonna go. Nana, I
you're
think
gonna
you
have to
should
move
go.
further. Nana.
Yes, I will. Let me analyze what Betty Ray has done. See
Are
if
you
I
guys-
can make improvements, and I will
Roll-
go next.
Sorry. Are you guys moving down this hallway? Can you see the hallway?
Yes.
Except for Erik, I guess.
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So go ahead and move yourselves down this hallway to see it. Erik, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'll tell you what's happening.
Theater of
Don't
the
worry.
mind.
Yeah, I will tell you what's going on.
Sounds good.
And you said acrobatics?
Athletics.
Athletics, sorry. See?
No, it's okay.
Bad influence.
It's
Oh.
part of my own medicine, because I always I'm just like, athletics is my dump skill, and I never pump it up. And then whenever anybody asks me, I'm like, I parkour through it. They're like, how? And I was like, I don't know, I just do. And then I hope they say yes. So I get it. This is just my own medicine coming back.
Okay. And Nana goes, and she gets a 19.
No, 19. You jump through to the other side handily. Not easily, but handily. And you make it through. All right, next up, we have Ambriel.
Okay, I make note of where it comes out, and I go running and then try to do a forward tuck in the air to sort of tumble through the air to get through it.
Yep.
My acrobatics skill.
All right, you paid to be here. Use acrobatics.
Ooh, a natural 6, 21.
Okay, thank God. You were like a natural 6, and I was like, goodbye.
Athletics
But
is
you're fine.
28.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Who could say? All right, next up we have everybody's favorite Sheeran. Chirp.
So I think as this is a little bit me metaing, because as Kiah,
Yeah.
I'm looking around and seeing like the plasma scythe is not the only way forward. So I sort of want to see
Isn't it-
like if this other path is obvious or not.
Sure.
And see if I can just take a peek back this other direction as well.
Yeah. So you go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Guys, I have dice that are Christmas dice, and don't hate me, they have Christmas symbols and they rarely fail me. So
So let's hope that this is.
I
not the
rolled a
time that they
25.
choose- Okay, they didn't fail you. Yeah, so you are able to see that there are like kind of places where people would live or cook or eat. Fire. There's just fire. It's
Just
full of
fire.
There are like fire pits in there and things like that. What you sense mostly is that sense of anytime anyone talks, they can't hear it, but as a Solarian, you can hear that same sort of constant harmony that everyone heard when Gunk made the loud noise when you went into the cave initially. But you're always hearing that. Everything is just in harmonics constantly. And you have, as a Solarian, have an innate connection to stars and entropy and creation. And through the force, for lack of a better term, you definitely feel that here. But what you don't feel in these two other areas that you kind of look back through is the intense cold that you guys are targeting. So you do know that the way towards your quarry is through the plasma scythe. But you could try to like figure out how to deactivate it, which nobody has attempted yet.
Yeah. So I mean, Chirp knows that they are not like the most agile or the most athletic Sheeran around. So Chirp is not really anxious to try and, especially after just seeing the like mad acrobatic tuck flip that happened.
Yeah.
Like Chirp just kind of creeps over to the other side, looks around, and is sort of hoping that like somebody else went first. And if nobody else has gone, or like none of the tech folks have done anything by the time Chirp circles back around, Chirp is just gonna go, I think maybe now's the time for technology.
Yes.
Nice. So you can see with your perception check that there is tucked into the ice a little console that's kind of hidden there in the shadows. Perhaps an engineering check to disable the plasma scythe trap is in need. Who would like to attempt such a thing? Zeskin, potentially.
I'm somewhat knowledgeable about engineering. Is anyone an
there-
expert?
Can I do it from this side?
Nope. You could go back through though, which you didn't have any trouble with the first time. So
I have dabbled.
I can try.
yeah, try it.
I will
It won't go
try.
twice as fast if you fail and have a higher DC for everybody else.
I start hitting
all.
buttons.
You
Oh,
can
God.
do it, Jessica.
I mean, I try to make an engineering check to evaluate what the right way.
I was gonna say, if you start hitting random buttons, Hawking's
Not
gonna
doing
run.
that,
If it
not
looks
yet.
like you know what you're doing, it's
Not
all
yet.
good.
Not yet.
Hawking's like, I'm out!
Does anyone want to maybe see if they can help me out with this?
Chirp is gonna step back away.
Who-
I
does any-
have a good engineering
anyone wanna
skill.
aid?
I can
Yeah,
aid.
go for
This
it.
side?
I can aid.
All right.
All right, so roll over a 10 to aid.
14.
Okay, great. So you get a +2 in addition to your regular bonuses. Zeskan.
So that is a 15. Total of 15.
A 15.
Yeah.
All right.
I crack my knuckles. This shall solve it all.
Beep boop boop beep boop.
And then I look pensively
You-
over at the thing.
You laugh and you look back at the thing. Shing 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 shing. It's going double time across. Yeah. So that's fine. You didn't quite make it,
I
sadly.
see.
But I care for you deeply.
I'm more about selling the technology than using it, as you understand.
a lot of excuses coming from Zeskan today.
Well,
Oh,
That's okay, Zeskin. We all have
Thank
our own
you.
special skills.
thank you, Nana.
How in the wall does this panel look?
How in the wall? It's like
Yeah.
embedded. It's clear that somebody's like chipped away at the ice and set it in there. There's some like wiring.
Okay, is there something that I could unscrew?
Okay, wait, I have a question.
Okay.
I forgot. I don't have any engineering, but I do. Hold on.
Okay.
I do have
Wait for it.
machine telepathy cluster. So I can do a computer. Basically, I can communicate with computers telepathically, and I can do a computer check from like very far away.
Okay.
So can I
Well, why don't you
do that?
attempt that?
Okay. Natty 17 plus.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, like I said, I don't have any computers, but I was able to do. Why did I do this? Gunk is such like a amalgamation character that I made, where I'm like, he's useless, but he's helpful. All right, so 17.
He's very cute.
And there's no pluses in this augmentation, so it's just 17.
Yeah. Okay, so 17, you hear through your communication with whatever small computing device is installed, like 10-4, double time, engaged. 10-4, double time, engaged. It's just telling you what it's doing.
Oh, I thought it was going
It's telling
faster.
you. Yeah, no.
Okay, I tell everyone. I talked to the computer.
Yes.
What?
Did it work?
I talked to it, yes.
And what did it say, Diego?
Yeah. What did it say?
10-4, double time. Yep. All right. So, didn't solve that one.
Cool.
And I'm going to jump back through. I have a plus 13 engineering.
Sure.
That's
So
probably for the
before
best.
you,
I have a plus 13 in computing. I was just gonna plug myself
before you
into it.
do, before you do,
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
you hear the cracking of ice as through the wall a giant like pinchered claw begins pulling itself through right over here. And we're gonna roll for initiative because it's time. Like I've decided it's time, and I'm the decider, the decisionist.
Ah,
Oh no. Well, at least we're split in half.
yeah. It's all right.
Oh God.
Nothing like an adjusted 10 being right in front of this giant ass creature coming through.
All right, so why don't we start with Betty Ray? What is your inish?
Betty Ray got a 10.
10?
Yeah.
Okay. Betty Ray. All right. And how about you, Kiah?
I got a 17.
Okay. Chirp. I'm sorry. Who's Kiah? 17.
How dare
Chirp.
you?
I'm sorry. All right. Cool. We have. Okay. What about you, Nana?
Nana got a sweet but unlucky 13.
All right. And Patrick.
Same as Betty Ray.
Oh wait. I'm sorry. I was just trying to. Ambriel
Natural.
/ Darren.
Natural 8 for a 14.
14. Okay, great. Okay. And Erik Mona.
I got a 5.
Okay. Cool. That's not high. I didn't know if you
No, I
knew
rolled a
that.
3, which
Uh,
is even lower.
Oh no. All right. Gunk.
16.
Damn. All right. All right. And let's see here. Is that everybody? Has somebody not given me their initiative? Nana?
13.
13. You gave that to me. All right.
A
Sorry.
13 for Hawking as well.
Okay, great. Which one of you wants to go first?
You can go first. That's all.
Okay.
Well, that's
Hawking is like, I'm good. I'm not even gonna fight. I'm just not even gonna participate. Okay, amazing. Well, I think this calls for a change in music. Let's change it up. Let's get it pumping. One of my favorite things about Starfinder is you can like really pump the jams. For those of you listening, the rhythm got me there for a second. All right, we are starting
On that.
with Chirp. Chirp, you are on the far side, looking around the corner there into this other thing. When you see behind your friend, well, you hear the shattering and cracking of ice and rock as this huge creature emerges, squeezing into the hallway. It's kind of serpent-like, and it has an outer exoskeleton that is milky white that fades to a sanguine red.
So
And there's a lot of chittering, and I just think you should know that.
okay. There's chittering, just so you're aware. It might be irrelevant, but know it anyway. So I'm assuming everybody, even the people who are like further back on the map, are like aware of this, because this is definitely like out of range for most things. And like I think for me, my dark vision is 30 feet. So is this even like a space that I can see?
You can see because Betty Ray has a flashlight on their gun.
Okay, cool.
So it's that horror movie thing where you can only see enough to be truly terrified.
Yeah.
But not a lot more.
Only see enough to be truly terrified and can't be particularly helpful from like the other side of this plasma scythe that's
which
going
keeps
double
just
time.
swinging across. Yeah, it's fine.
So
You're fine.
I think I am just going to enter one of my stellar modes since we're in combat. And I basically, Chirp is just going to like shout to, well, not shout, I guess I don't know how close, they're close enough, to Hawking and be like, I really think that this would be useful to just have somebody come up. Like talking to the machine is great, but we really got to get through. There's something on the other side, and there's so much chirping in my head. It's important. Everybody knows it's important. To try and get through to this other side, and is gonna go ahead and just enter one of my modes, which does not do a lot of things at this point in time, except for like prepare me to go.
Are you gonna be in graviton or photon?
I'm gonna be in photon now.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Awesome. So pulsing with nascent star energy, you begin your approach to the plasma sides, I guess.
Yeah, just being super ready to get through as soon as possible. What is the Starfinder Pathfinder version of readying in action?
So what
Readying
are
in
you?
action.
So you are.
Is
you
it?
are
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're 15 feet from the plasma. Do you want to try and go through? Because you probably have enough movement speed to go through this turn.
It's still swinging at double time though, right?
I mean, it's not swinging at double time. I'm just saying it would be harder now, but you could still try.
So it was going to be basically impossible for Chirp beforehand, and
Okay, so
there's
you're
not
just- you're
enough
just waiting
chirping
for-
them to have a death wish. But
Got it.
I will, enter my photon mode so that I'm ready to go as soon as I can, and get ready to use. I have like a bull rush charge in this stellar mode, so.
Awesome.
Revving the engines. That's what's happening.
Revving the engines. Okay, so you are waiting for your chance to go through. Okay, next up is Gunk, followed by Bad Monster Thing. All right, Gunk,
Yeah.
what do you do?
Gunk and Tashi are going to be of no help on this side of the laser unless somehow we like lure the monster to try to walk through the laser. But yes, it's a good idea.
I can try
Okay.
that. Yeah.
All right, so then maybe I will stay because like Chirp, I think it would be very hard to get through, and I don't want to get hurt.
Okay.
To battle immediately gets chopped in half.
I actually don't want to get hurt in this game. All right, so I think instead I am going to. Okay, so I can see the creature now, right? Through every time the thing opens up. All right.
Yeah.
I am gonna try a handy dandy mind thrust on. this
Love it.
creature.
Classic.
Want some more of it?
So you will make a will save.
Great. What am I saving against?
You are saving against a 14.
Cool. That's fine.
Maybe I can't lure it as well as I thought I could.
Oh.
I might try still, but
If it was smaller, I could pull it again, but it's too
oh, that'd be rad.
Cool. I failed.
would
I
be
rolled a
awesome.
2, which is not what you want, but it is what happened.
All right.
So,
So you take 16 damage.
nice. Nice.
Psychic damage as this little pink furball all of a sudden just focuses its energy and it's just like boom, 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 mind thrust.
Nice. Foom, foom, foom. Mind thrust. Noted.
And then question, just mechanically, does Tashi get her own turn and just go on the same as me, or?
Let's say that she goes right after you.
Okay, so she's not going to do anything this
Just
round.
for ease, for fun and for free.
Cool.
Yeah.
She's just ready to attack when.
To make her way through when she can. Okay, cool. Good to know. It is now time for the terrifying beast to go. Who seems most delicious? You sweet Patrick. Sorry, Betty Ray, but also Patrick. Who's anyone? All right. So, first, you watch as its wounds from the mind thrust, it reels back and then becomes more focused as you watch it sort of refocus itself, seeming to take some kind of heart in life, I suppose. We all have our days when we need to be positive, and it's doing that right now. It is going to make its attack. The first thing that happens is it's going to attack Betty Ray. Betty Ray, what is your KAC?
22.
Cool. That is a hit. You will take 18 damage.
Oh.
And then roll a d6 for me.
Nana's gonna. Can I use a reaction this round?
You can. You may.
Nana, seeing her comrade pretty much in trouble, she is going to enact Guard's Protection as a reaction, transfer half the damage to any ally from any hit that an ally takes to herself.
Okay, so that's 9 and 9 then for both of you.
Wonderful.
And then roll that d6 for me.
Got a 2 on that.
All right, take an additional 2 cold damage as you feel ice spread across the wound immediately.
I would, but I've got energy resistance 5 against cold.
So that sucks for me, but cool. I'm really glad for you. So happy for you. Great. Cool. Awesome. That is what it do. We are going to... Let me just make sure this is... What is your versus combat maneuvers?
KAC plus A, right?
Yes.
So that's 30.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen for me. Okay, cool. So that's the first turn of its turns that it has, and it's here, and it's just happy to be here. Next up in the list, we have Ambriel followed by Nana.
Okay. So I like the idea of trying to lure it into the plasma blade, but I also don't want to leave my teammates behind, so a little bit conflicted. Now, if a move involves a skill check like acrobatics, can I still do a move and a standard?
Can you? So if a move requires a skill check, so you can do that. Every turn. This is, by the way, in the Starfinder beginner box, and I always like to keep it around. And we are going to be giving away at the end of the game a Starfinder beginner box, some acquisitions, incorporated tokens, and a free STL for Eldritch Foundry, so you can make your own custom miniature to download. So those are our giveaway items. But one of you could have one of these cool cards as well. On your turn, this is what can I do on my turn. So for anyone who's new, which I know a couple of these folks are, you can move and you can take an action. So that you have an attack action is an option. You could use an item, you can use a skill, you can use a special ability, you can cast a spell, you can do an extra move, or you can defend. And we can talk about what all those things mean if you decide to do them. But if you don't move, there are some classes that can take an extra attack if you don't move. Does that help you make your decision?
It does. So
Okay.
And I think I could do a trick attack as well, because you're allowed to move up to your speed and still make a single attack.
Yep.
So I'm going to try to do a trick attack if I get through the barrier. So we'll try to do an acrobatics to get through. That's 30, natural 15.
Yep, you're through.
And I'm going to try to make a trick attack. This is something I'm a bit confused about. I've heard Skid on Androids and Aliens say that he can automatically succeed. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm plus 16 at this, so it's the CR, 20 plus the CR is the DC.
So what you would have to do is move your full. Here's what it says about trick attack. You can trick or startle a foe and then attack when the enemy drops her guard. As a full action, you move up to your speed. Whether or not you moved, you can then make an attack with a melee weapon with the operative special property. So I'm assuming you have one of those, right?
Small arm.
Okay. Or with a small arm, yes. So just before making your attack, you're going to do a bluff, intimidate, or stealth check. Which one of those would you like to do?
Stealth.
Cool. The DC is 20 plus the target's CR, so you need to hit a 29.
Okay. Oh, let's see. 26. So, but
nice.
I still get to attack.
Yep. Still an attack, just not a trick attack.
I'm guessing an 18 EAC. By this.
18 does not hit. You watch as your bolt from your weapon sprays wide against the wall.
I'm
unfortunately,
yelling at my teammates, come back here. Fall back.
But you did make it to the other side of the plasma thing without taking plasma damage, which solid job there. Awesome. So that, I believe, is your turn, which takes us to Nana. Nana, you've reacted, but you can still do other things upon your turn. What would you like to do?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Okay, I am going to move about 5 feet this way. And then I believe I can just whip out my arc pistol.
Okay, great.
And
love that.
Make a shot. Let's see, ranged attack.
Against KAC or EAC?
Against. You're gonna have to. 1 second. Oh, it doesn't tell me.
Arc pistol would be EAC, I think.
EAC.
EAC.
Okay.
And
thank you.
Does a 11 hit?
An 11 does not hit.
Okay.
Again, this time it actually hits, but you see the shell sort of shudder and just shake it off like it was nothing at all to resist. All right. Next up, we have. Is there anything else you needed to do on your turn, or is that it?
That will be all.
You've moved. You've attacked. Hawking, take it away, and then we're around to Betty Ray.
All right. Having been advised on the situation, let's say,
they're a little bossy, but they don't really know it.
Hawking doesn't care. Hawking's like, yeah, fair. All right,
yeah, this
cool.
does suck.
Yeah, this is a horrible situation. I'm gonna go ahead and make my way up and squeeze past people so that I can get to wherever this console is. If there is a direct input, or if I can take the panel off, I would like to use my computer skill to try and just hack into it. If I can't, I'll use my engineering skill.
Okay, cool. Use your computer skill.
Beautiful. Cool. 13 plus 13 for 26.
All right. Yes, you watch as the scythes begin to slow down, eventually coming to a stop. You think, based on your skill here, that you could activate them now that you understand and have hacked your way in. So you have control as long as you are connected in whatever way that requires. I think you have a computer in your brain, so I don't think it requires very much for you at all, Hawking, to get back into that panel. But you now have understanding and control of the scythe. All right. So good job. Nice use of a turn.
Let's draw that monster.
Solid move.
Let's draw that monster into the.
Oh yeah.
Nice. All right. Betty Ray, and then followed by Zeskan.
All right. So that's why I had the wrong thing clicked on Roll20. So Betty Ray is going to move. If I move there, am I
Now,
still in the...
as you move, I can make an attack action because you're going to take an attack of opportunity.
That's right.
Moving from base to base contact.
I would still like to attack, so I'll take that.
Okay, so what is your KAC?
22.
Sure. Oh, sorry. Versus combat maneuvers, I mean. So.
Oh, KAC plus 8, so 30.
30. Let us see what we can do this day to kill our friends. Okay, well, that's a 1. So I'm really upset, but it's fine because that was gonna be great. I was gonna do things to you, but it's okay. Sometimes you roll natural ones. Cool. So you see as its rib cage opens up, and the rest of you who are looking in that direction attempts to reach out and collapse itself around your friend, who just slides out of the way, ducking, and through the just finished scythe, like opening back up for the last time. Now under your friend's control, leaving only Nana to be perhaps eaten. Zescan, what's up?
Zescan.
Oh wait, hold on, Patrick. Did you want to attack because you moved away?
I did want to.
I'm so sorry, Betty Ray.
No worries.
My apologies.
Betty Ray will line up with her laser rifle. Does an 18 hit?
An 18 might. Hold on.
EAC.
So
That's
many.
what I got earlier.
Okay, so
I
no,
want to
it
point out
doesn't.
that she could move through friendly squares if she wanted to get out of the way of the door.
Oh yeah, if that's start.
Yeah, you can move through friendly squares.
Right. If I end up
If you
there,
still have
am I out of the
movement
way of
left.
the plasma side?
Yes.
Awesome. And then
Well, no, sorry, you're still in it. I'm sorry, I was looking at somebody else.
Oh.
You and our Sheeran friend need to our Ed Sheeran friend need to. I'm sorry.
that's where the
that I'm like-
harmonizing came from.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
We did it. Yeah. So you guys need to move a little bit, but yeah, it's so close, so very close. Okay. Where are we? Sorry about
think it's
that.
a name.
Yeah. And real
Eric.
quick, Betty Ray's gonna
Yeah.
regret the coffee she drank, so I will be right back.
Okay, great. Zeskin, take it away.
Okay, so
Followed by Chirp.
I still can't see the map, but looking on the Twitch thing, it
The
looks
stream.
like there's a hole in between a couple of people there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Let me slide the.
move my move
Over here.
Zescan into that little hole, so I'm a little closer to the creature. And
Mhm.
as I do that, I pull out a little sort of disc-shaped implement that looks a little bit like a mouse, a wireless mouse. It's got a little button on it, and he presses the button, and a sickly, sort of like crackling energy ray shoots out from his pusher decoupler disruption weapon, and he fires it at the creature.
Nice.
And I got a 21.
Okay, that will hit.
Hooray! Okay, so what it does is it like discorporates the molecular structure of the creature.
Oh my gosh.
And it does
That's probably fine.
6 points of acid damage.
6 points of acid damage.
Yes.
All right. Done. Well done. All right. So now we are waiting on Chirp. Chirp, what would you like to do? The way has been opened for you.
Yes, the way is clear. I am going to. Sorry, you can tell I'm an actor. I'm like, Chirp isn't here. It's me. It's my soul. I am going to go ahead and use my lovely little prepared thing and go ahead and use my Stellar Rush, which is this lovely action where I'm wreathing myself in stellar fire
Cool.
to make a charge without penalties. So I'm going to go ahead and move that space. I think it's with it, yeah. And you are making a reflex save.
Okay.
You'll take 2d6 of damage, even if I miss. 2d6 of fire damage. Yeah.
Okay.
do
Is it
some
halved
D6s.
if you miss?
It's 2d6 automatic, even if I fail the charge, and it's a reflex save to half the damage on the 2d6.
Gotcha. So reflex save is 24.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So, but roll your 2d6 because I mean you're allowed.
Oh, am I rolling charge first, or I'm just rolling the 2d6 first?
I guess you're gonna roll to charge. And then we'll see.
Yeah. So I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. So it's.
Sorry, I got confused about what you were asking.
I think I still have to roll the attack.
Yeah. So roll the attack, and then if it hits, then the save applies.
And for
Got
this too, I can. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it as the bull rush. Technically, I can do a melee attack as well, but I'm just gonna do this.
I'm gonna live my life.
I'm gonna live my life. Okay, which is math rocks. It's only a 22.
It hits. It hits.
Oh,
though.
wait.
It hits.
Oh, okay.
It's exciting.
Great. Then...
It's great. I'm really happy for you.
Yeah. That sounded a little less sarcastic.
No, I wasn't sarcastic. I was joyful. I love Solarians. Kill it with Starfire.
And Math 8.
Okay, so 8 damage.
8 fire
total?
damage.
8 fire damage halved, or yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so 4 fire damage. Great. Which I don't believe it has resistance to. Let me just check. It does not, which is stupid.
I'm trying to
Everything's
see...
stupid and dumb when it doesn't help me. All right, cool. Great work. Awesome. So there's our total. Next up, we have Gunk, followed by the Thing. Gunk, take it away.
Yeah, so Gunk is gonna hop on Tashi real quick and move up. And the plasma stuff is down right now, correct?
Yeah, the plasma stuff is like, you see 2 like pink lines on the wall where the sheath is being like held apart by whatever Hawking has done.
Sweet.
In
Actually,
the panel.
don't even need to move up. It's plenty distance, and I'm going to keep that distance.
Mhm.
All right, so I am
Okay.
going to cast Hold Person on this big bug. Is this a bug?
Big gross. It's bug-like.
Okay.
Technically, it's a magical beast.
I need this magical, big, beautiful bug to make a will save.
Okay, great. Can I roll over a 7, please?
Is it a humanoid?
I did roll over a 7. And all together, we've got a 22.
Drats. Yeah, so nothing happens. I don't hold this person. I can't hold this
Hold
person.
me closer, tiny dancer.
It
And-
was immune anyway.
Tashi,
Yeah, that's true.
Tashi is also not going to attack. I think Gunk looks at Hawking and is kind of like, "Are we staying here to make the bug get squished, or?" And is looking at Hawking to try to see, because I know Hawking's like typing on the pad or whatever. So he's like, "Oh, am I staying here? Don't go through it." No, okay, I
Would
don't.
recommend you don't.
Wait, I have one more thing I'm gonna throw in to add, which might affect stuff for Gunk and Gunk's success, which is the rest of this bull rush thing, which is like, if I succeed at the bull rush, the target's knocked 5 feet back. So I don't know how that affects footing, but
Is there a size requirement for if the target is knocked back?
It doesn't say that there is.
Okay, great. We'll go with that. Why not?
And then it's an additional 5 feet if the roll exceeds the target's KAC plus 8.
So hold on. So you went here. and you rolled a 22, right? Because you bull rushed it.
Mm-hmm.
You went here. It was knocked back 5 feet. You did not roll its KAC plus 8 to hit it.
Great.
But this is our lives now.
That did not help you as much as I thought it could possibly.
And I
help
do
you.
want to say, I didn't realize it is vulnerable to fire. So instead of doing 4 damage, you did do 8 damage. So you did the full 8. Full 8. 10 out of 10.
Nice.
I wonder if one of us should do a knowledge check of some kind at some point.
I wonder if that's like when your mom says, I wonder if you want to wash the dishes. And you're like, I wonder if I do. I don't. No. Okay, cool. So that's that. It was... Sorry, because we went back to fix Chirp's thing. Gunk, you did not hold person. You watch as you extend your hand forward and this surge of like silvery magic extends from your fingertips and attempts to wrap itself around the beast, and it sort of throws its head back and the wisps of your magic cascade away from it. It is now the creature's turn. Unheld. It has a new foe, and its foe's name is these guys. So it's going to approach. It's going to approach Chirp because it was burned. It didn't like that. So Chirp, let's roll.
Just for the sake of
does-
images, I would just like to say
Sure.
that my stellar armor is also not glowy. It's just like pitch black darkness.
Nice. It's just void
Just
energy.
void. Yes.
I'm in. Metal.
So
metal
metal.
AF.
It's so
Okay.
metal.
Let me ask you about your combat maneuvers, which would be beneath your KAC and your EAC. Tell me what that is. Just like no reason.
just a reason. Combat maneuvers is 26.
26. Unfortunately, you've been outmaneuvered.
Damn it.
So you push this thing backward and burn its exoskeleton, and you watch as its kind of like ashen skin where it's been burned opens up and then wraps itself around you. You all watch as this rib cage crushes around your friend, and you are grappled.
Unsight.
It's probably fine.
Nice.
So let's see.
Love a good grapple.
You're grappled as...
Oh,
Okay, attempt a fortitude saving throw.
Okay.
Oh.
Forward save, where are my numbers? 16.
Cool. Your constitution score goes down by 1.
no.
That's okay. It was an odd number anyway.
Joke's on you! That means nothing to me.
Joke's on you.
Cool.
And I forgot one thing real quick, sorry.
Sure.
So for the completely negated hold person, I forget I have this special ability, my backlash. So when a foe succeeds at a will save against me and completely negates the effect, you take 1 non-lethal damage for every mystic level I have as a mind affecting effect. So you take 5 damage even though it didn't work.
Okay.
Oh, sweet.
Nice. Okay.
Awesome.
I still win. Even when I lose, I win.
I still win. Even when I lose, I win, and I win when I want. Okay, great. We're all figuring it out. It's great. Awesome. So this rib cage prison sort of locks around you. On your turn, you can attempt to out combat maneuver the creature to get ungrappled Chirp. So all is not lost. It's just not great for you. However, you are inside it, so roll a d6 and take that much damage.
Okay.
To not your
Yes.
constitution score.
The only
Great.
time I won a 1.
Great, yeah. So it sucks. But when you feel that constitution damage, it's as if it's fueling itself with your life force. You can feel as all these suckers inside of itself are attaching themselves to the outside of your body, and you are becoming Ultron bug.
No, this is so traumatizing for Chirp, though. Not back to the swarm.
I hate this. Yeah, exactly. It's not great. Okay, cool. So that's its turn. Ambriel, what's up? Followed by Nana.
Well, I mentioned now doing a knowledge check. Is that like a swift action or something?
So a knowledge check is going to be your standard action. So sadly, it's a skill. It's a standard action to attempt a skill, just the same way that Hawking attempted to use a skill to computerify the console.
I'm afraid you might say that.
It's the technical term.
I'm going to move just a bit here, which I guess is really just a guarded step, and then try once again to do my trick attack.
Do it.
All right.
Do it. You won't.
29.
DC 29.
$26. So no.
So close. It was trick some, but not a trick attack. But it does hit.
So well, let's see.
Oh no, I don't know. You now you have to roll your actual attack. I got excited.
And that's this is a 20.
A 20 against KAC or EAC?
Sorry, EAC. It's laser.
EAC hits.
Ah, okay. So it's gonna be 2d4.
Give me that laser.
2d4 plus 2, I think.
2d4 plus 2. All right, go for it.
8 points of fire damage.
Nice. So that's doubled because it's vulnerable. So 16. This thing reels back, and you can watch as the rib partially parts, and you can see just inside Chirp sort of struggling inside the rib cage. Help! Awesome. All right, next up, we have... Where's my list? There we go. Okay, Nana, followed by Hawking.
Okay. Nana, seeing that things are, well, a little bit pear-shaped, especially since somebody's currently grappled, will drop her weapon, and as her move action, she will whip out her other laser pistol, and she is going to make a full round of attack. Yes.
Okay, go for it.
Okay.
So that's going to be 2 attacks, right?
Yes. Range
Okay.
Full attack. Okay.
So this is EAC against EAC.
Mm-hmm.
This is your laser pistol.
Okay.
Roll it up.
Okay. First attack, 23.
23 hits.
Okay, and
then go ahead and roll the second attack, and then we'll do the damage all at once.
And 17 to hit.
A 17 does not hit, but go ahead and roll 1 slice of damage
for
this creature.
Okay, we have 8 points of damage.
8 points, and it's fire damage, is it not?
Yes.
All right, so doubled. You guys are kicking butt. All right, another laser pistol strikes the outer shell of this thing and begins to burn it away. You hear just screams, which for you, Chirp, inside are happening in your mind, which is not like great, but you know it is what's happening. So you take every day one day at a time. Hawking.
Alrighty. I'm going to turn around and kind of yell to the group as all this is going on. I would recommend perhaps retreating this way. I will pull out my sniper rifle and go ahead and cast a first level supercharged weapon into it. As a standard action. I believe that is a standard action.
Okay.
Not going to move. I'm literally just going to go ahead and power it up. Stand there ready in case they can't get free of the grapple, and keep an eye and be ready on that laser trap.
All right. Cool. And are you moving backwards at all?
No. I'm good
Not
here.
here.
I'm
Okay,
good
great.
here. I'm next to the panel. I'm all right.
Awesome.
I'm good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great. So that's that for you then, eh? All right, Betty Ray, followed by Zeskan.
All right. Betty Ray, seeing Chirp get devoured, however you would say that, she's going to enact Deadly Aim. Well, actually, real quick, is there going to be cover since I'll be going through Nana to hit this?
There will be partial cover, sure.
All right, and that's a -2, right? Okay, so
Well, for this thing is huge. So I don't know that it would have partial cover. It's kind of it's filling the entire hallway.
gotcha. All right, that's good then. So then I'm gonna do full round attack, deadly aim. It's one of my feats. First attack, 16 to hit. EAC.
1 second here. I have. There we go. Hold on. 16 against EAC does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay, and the second one is a 20 to hit.
A 20 to hit. A 20 to hit against EAC does hit.
Yes. All right. That's fantastic because, that is 20 points of fire damage.
Is that already doubled, or do I need to double it?
That is not already double because it was 15, 3d6 plus 5, and then I did the deadly aim, so half of my base attack bonus, which is 10 with this rifle, is 5.
How would you like to describe your kill?
All right, so Betty Ray lines up the laser rifle, making sure the BRRG for Betty Ray's ray gun is nice and visible. Lines up, takes a shot, misses the first one, she lines up again, boom, hits the creature right here, head explodes. Betty Ray just looks down with smoke rising from the end of her rifle, and she says, "Bless your heart."
Inside the creature, the suckers that were drawing your essence away chirp. You feel them all kind of like let go of you as the rib cage opens itself, and you're able to extricate yourself from the innards of your foe.
Yeah, I think Chirp is just gonna sort of be like shaking and like slowly trying to like wipe the suckers off and just like mumbling like, "Good choice, good choice, good choice."
Nana's gonna come up and start kind of help clean you up and be like, "It's okay, and yeah, just nurturing."
Nice. So as you all stand there, you hear, a silence sort of take the place where you are. I will say though, as you stand there, Chirp, your innate Solarian sense of like the natural order of this place draws your attention down the hallway, and you see just for a moment like what looks like the flapping of black wings that disappear down the hall.
That's
So that sounds good. We're talking
Probably
about the south passage.
Yes, down this way.
Okay, so Chirp again is just kind of look off down that way, still a little shaken by like being in the rib cage, and switch my little stellar mote back to light, just to sort of make sure that everybody can see me, and just sort of start gesturing everybody this way, and just sort of relay
so
that I feel like I'm sensing them.
As you do so, you all are able to enter the next kind of room. You see, standing in front of a metallic portal that's like surrounded by stone monoliths, you see a woman with white hair and shadowed vestments, and she speaks in your minds with the following poem by me. All right, it's called A Mysterious Note, and I will show it to you now. Show to everyone. The Vlaka ring with Desna's song. Those stars to death have ready gone. A stair of stars will lead the way to Sinashur without delay. A palace to be found most grand, though not found seated on the land. Rebuild the way, the star reforge, or Desna dies here unrestored. And as you see this, you also notice she is signing these words in a language that looks very close, for those of you who are watching the wall, like the writing on the walls, appears to be the Vlaka sign. But this she appears as a humanoid woman. She looks like this.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Sufficiently spoopy. I like it.
Now you see, as she disappears into a portal and falls through it like water as ripples go across the top. And she beckons to you.
Betty Ray is going to say to the group, now, I'm not much a follower of Desna myself, but that was rather ominous to talk about Desna dying. Are we going to follow her through that portal?
I think so.
I think Chirp is, again, anything that involves like telepathy. They're having lots of PTSD on this adventure, so that's rattling. But just want to do like a sense motive check on this lady to see.
Sure.
Again, having just been inside a rib cage, do I want to walk through a water portal, or is there somewhere else that we should be going?
All right.
Yeah.
For Chirp.
Yeah, I also want to see if I can just. It is. Thank you, Betty Ray.
Thank you for noticing.
Thank you. Hey, we're all here for mental health, man. I appreciate that check-in.
I understand.
Very
Betty Ray
nurturing
has got my
group.
back.
Amazing.
So,
I love you guys.
So yeah, I'm gonna do just like a sense motive check, and see if I can just sort of like reach out a little bit here with my own telepathy.
Yeah.
Not the best of rolls, but 16.
16, sure. She seems, as she speaks, urgent, needy. She seems lonely. But not, like, she doesn't have an ulterior motive. She's a person in need.
Okay. So that works for Chirp, and Chirp will agree with the folks who have already said we think we're following.
As who's going first through the portal?
Not me.
Not. I'm not going at all. Why would you assume that about me?
Just setting up his tent. All right, let me know what you're back.
Yeah.
You know, before you go through, why doesn't somebody roll me a culture check to know more about the words that were used in this poem? Which seem like are a mysticism check actually. Would be
I
the
can do
best.
that.
Yeah, give me a mysticism check. Mystic.
Natty 15 plus
Natty 15.
9.
Okay, you get it all. You know, you've heard that Desna is sacred to the Vlaka, that she's obviously mentioned in the poem. She is a goddess whose symbol is the butterfly, and you've seen that iconography throughout these caves. Seems to be connected to Amarah in some way, based on her marking. She's worshipped by gamblers and musicians. Her purviews are luck and travelers and dreams and freedom. She was said to have created another demi-goddess called the Black Butterfly. Created by Desna, the Black Butterfly lives in the silence between action and thought. The Vlaka worship the Black Butterfly and Desna. The Solarians, who are more called to entropy, worship the Black Butterfly, whereas the Solarians called to the photon sort of way are called primarily to Desna. The Black Butterfly abhors evil acts and is beloved by nonverbal beings and the deaf. The Black Butterfly is, in essence, a living constellation that was given life by Desna. She loves her goddess friend and often appears to followers as a woman with white hair and wings filled with stars and endless nebulas. You did not see wings in this kind of brief glimpse, but you do notice the portal is full of those things. which is probably fine. They just jump through. What could go wrong? And lastly, for being above a 20, you also noticed the use of the term the Stair of Stars. This is a constellation often mentioned in sacred Desna texts that is supposed to point the way to Desna's palace, which is called Sinashur, which was also mentioned in the poem. It is also her passage in and out of the dreams and minds of the living.
Huh. And I think Gunk repeats that verbatim. And it's,
let me just think for a second.
Yeah, super jarring. Like, Gunk is not smart, but they are so wise that he just, like, they recall and they just sit there and they're like, oh, yeah. And then they repeat the whole thing and he goes, I think it's cool. Let's go. And I'm gonna go to the portal.
Okay, make sure that everybody has their guns, weapons all fastened and secure, and make sure all appendages are kind of tucked in tight.
Thank you, Nana.
We're on a roller coaster. Gunk goes, wow! With his
I was kind of geeking out because I know that in Magnamar on Galarian, the Temple of Desna was called Sinashur Tower, or something like that. So I was like, you know.
I
That-
read wikis.
that-
I read books.
Tight Paizo continuity.
Always.
Yeah,
Always.
Nice.
A hallmark of a quality publication.
Right.
I love it.
Amazing, amazing. All right, so you all jump through the portal, and we can go to my next map. I really like this one, but it was really just the visual. Goodbye, map. Next map.
Nice map.
These maps, by the way, were all purchased here on Roll20 because they have an awesome marketplace with a lot of independent artists who you should all support. Hashtag not sponsored, but like it's really cool that I was able to find exactly what I was looking for. Okay, cool. So here we are. You guys jump through the portal and land softly elsewhere. Elsewhere that requires other music. Wait, no. Yes? Yes. Other music. Here we go. All right. So, you are floating in space.
Great.
And you come to land. And you suffocate and you're dead. And that's
Great
the end of the
adventure,
thing. Great adventure, 10 out of 10. You land on these floating, almost like glass platforms suspended in space. Rising on pillars on 3 of these platforms are consoles. And you see in the distance over here. Can you all see, aside from Erik, who can see nothing? I'm assuming. But can the rest of you see?
Yes.
Okay, great. Just checking. So over on one of these floating platforms, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total. And floating, there is the image of this woman. And now that you're on the other side, you see the 2 extensive, just huge wings extending from her back. And they appear to sort of mirror the space that you're in, which is star matter in every direction. This demi-plane is somehow connected to where you were, but is certainly not of logic. But you look around and you see these 3 different daises, and then you see a strange piece of technology. Much like the veins in the cave, everything is there are these like astronomical symbols and magical runes all woven across the platforms, pulsing with energy, but the lines aren't quite connecting. Something needs to be repaired here. But you do see a big piece of technology on the far platform.
Like, what do you mean by technology? Like a machine of some kind?
It seems to be some kind of technomantic machine. If you wanted to roll I guess is history a thing? Is a history check, or would it be culture? I guess it's culture.
Culture, probably. Yeah.
Culture.
I can try.
Yeah, I didn't do very well. I got 15.
15.
Eddie, right now.
15's enough because you are all about tech.
Yes.
And
Anything
so for
valuable?
you, yeah, a 15. You've never seen anything like this. This is pre-gap technology.
Very
those of you-
valuable.
for those of you who are new to Starfinder, in this universe, the gap is a period where no one can remember what happened between the future past and the current magical sci-fi future that we are. There's husbands and wives woke up not knowing they were married. People woke up not knowing who they were or what they were doing. Everybody had to kind of restart their lives. And every once in a while, especially in places like Castravel and places that are known for archaeological digs, people will discover pre-gap technology. And there are connections to certainly things that you might see in the current world of Starfinder, but there's something about this that seems more rooted in magic than your standard tech.
I will share that. It's pre-gap technology. It is infused with magic. We must get over there to get a closer look.
How will you teleport or make your way across these floating islands? Who will make these attempts?
Zesik like fingers the ladder lozenge for a second, then thinks better of it. Just tucks it back.
He's like, if I fall off of this, I just fall into the void.
I'm gonna
forever.
tap you on the shoulder and just,
No.
would you like me to take a look?
Yeah.
I was gonna
yes.
suggest some people use some nice fancy jetpacks and they could use them again.
I'll
Go
nod.
for it,
Out of
Hawking.
myself.
Is,
All right, Hawking.
is
What
this
brand is
gonna...
your jet? Oh, never mind.
There's literally no branding on it. It's like
Oh, I'm like,
scratched out.
well, you could use that.
Off-brand.
Is this going to be within jet jumping distance, or am I actually going to have
Well,
to use my jetpack?
On roll, you're probably going to have to use your jetpack unless you can get across these little things. But I think you can actually, because the widest ones are kind of 10 feet, and then if you wanted to jetpack across here, you'd probably have to get the 25, 30 feet with there, unless your jet rush could do that. I don't know.
I don't think it's quite that far.
Use your jetpack, man. Mandalorian
yeah,
it up.
I've got it. I'm gonna use
I
it.
gave you limitless money, and I want to see some cool shit.
It's rather anticlimactic when Hawking does it. He just kind of they'll just kind of step up to the edge, stick a leg out, drop off, and then just dip underneath and then just
Yeah.
up and over.
Amazing. Yeah.
But he looks really awkward while doing it. Like they just look like dead weight. They're just kind of like.
You watch as the mysterious woman on the far platform kind of takes a sharp intake of breath as you fall off the platform and just gently, slowly looks over and smiles as you rise back up to the top and land safely on the other side. Here, I'll go ahead and move ya. Moving on up. Oh, if I didn't put you guys on the map, then maybe you'd be able to move your tokens. Oh, it's because I don't have my thing. No, there we go. Okay. You land. All right, go ahead and roll me a computers check to try and communicate with this ancient technology.
Oh yeah, stuff I'm good at. I like it. 24.
24. All right. So you jack into the matrix. Hello, I am Starforge. Designation 07. Status: God death imminent.
Oh no.
God death imminent.
I'll turn towards the party and just yell across. It would appear as though this is a Starforge. The deity involved appears to be perishing.
Well, that ain't good at all.
Can I make some kind of engineering or computers check or something or culture to see if the phrase Starforge rings a bell from my technological
Sure.
studies? Which would you prefer,
Wait, who's asking? Sorry.
Eric?
Eric. Okay, Eric.
I'm sorry, I'm the one asking.
No, sorry. I had you covered by my notes,
problem.
and I was like, I don't know. You are. What is your purpose?
That's a rather personal question. I've got.
What's the meaning of life?
Yeah, like
I
I
haven't figured it
What are
out.
you
I've just been
doing here?
exiled. What do you want from me?
I could do computers. I could do culture. I could do computers and culture and engineering.
And I'm sorry.
Oh,
what,
sorry.
You
to double check
specifically
on
want to figure out.
Starforge. Now that we know what
Yeah,
this
Starforge.
technology
Why
is
don't you
called.
roll a culture check?
Okay.
Would it, if this is based on profession though, do you have a proficiency to do it and just do it off your profession?
It would have been smart to put ranks in the profession skill, but perhaps
Never
that's why
mind.
I was exiled. I operate mostly on charisma and raw skills. However, I did do okay on that. I got a 23.
Awesome. Okay, so with a 23, the idea of a Starforge is not. You are sure that you should have heard of this, but this is not a thing. But by designation-wise, what you do know is it's by what's being reported to you, or we'll say you can all hear now that the computers check, just to make it easier, you can all hear the voice in your mind of this computer now that it's been communicated with by Hawking. But the idea that there's a 7, like the designation of it, like it all makes sense. So you know that there's at least 7 of them. You also know with your culture check that there are, or not, you don't know, but with your mysticism check, Gunk, you know that there are 7 stars in the Stair of Stars, the constellation that is the pathway to Desna's palace.
I relay this information.
I relay this.
Verbatim once again, recalling like an encyclopedia from my brain. I'm like, there's 7 stars.
Your wolf licks you. So proud. Yeah. So you you know this info. And the woman sort of extends her wings and floats to the center panel and begins signing. You all hear the voice in your head, and she says, "Without the Stair, Desna cannot make her way to the hearts and minds of those who need her. There will be," and the computer cuts in and says, "assessing risk. The risks are dream elimination, freedom of expression eliminated, 7 million years of bad luck for all creatures. Processing. Would you like to arrest this process?"
Now let's really think this through, y'all. I'm not sure.
Quick question, ma'am. Are you familiar with the concept of a life debt?
I refuse to see others suffer, so we shall do what we can. We've got to help.
So, are we thinking then that it's the death of the star for this planet where the Vlakas live, that's one of the stars in the Stair, the Stair stars, and it's a literal thing that really exists in the prime material plane?
It's actually a very good. I watch the sky for a living. Can I go ahead and just, do some kind of check to work out whether this?
Yeah, why don't you physical science check?
I was gonna say this is huge, especially for a follower of Desna, but
yeah,
literally my thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Plus, I've lost my character sheet. Plus 13, so that's 23.
Okay, great. So with your 23, yes, that sounds right. Now, what the other 7 stars are, you would have to know, but people haven't mapped a ton of systems outside of the Pact world yet. People do travel to them, but it's not the center of culture as you all have grown up with it and known it for the most part. But there could be other you could figure out which other stars were in the constellation. But the assessment that Ambriel has made, and Ambriel, this is all coming together for you. You have heard of the Stair. In the hymns, there's mention of the Stair of Stars. There's mention of Sinashore. There's no mention of Logic or the Flocka, right, specifically, but the idea that you've made this leap is in fact, it's a good leap. It's a good leap. 10 out of 10 leaps.
I may have thought it was figurative in the past.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and refer this straight back to everyone and look towards Ambriel. Just that seems to have been a relatively accurate assumption.
So
Congratulations.
the notion is that we can save this star somehow.
Yeah. You say this
Yeah.
out loud. You say that, and you watch as the 3 podiums kind of extend up on the 3 different platforms where you see these sort of glowing gem type podiums here. The crystals definitely remind you a lot of like the crystalline Vlaka ships and things like that. And you hear the computer again say, "Good, I am ready to process your sacrifice."
About this sacrifice. That never came up before. What type of sacrifice are you really asking of us?
The woman sort of looks slowly to you, and you see a sadness cross her face, and she says, and also signs at the same time, "Would you prize yourself above freedom for all creatures?"
I'll do it.
Ambriel, you look, your voice sort of rings out across the platforms, and the black butterfly looks upon you and nods and smiles warmly at you and extends she flies over to you and extends a hand, and she says, in all of your minds, "I need 3. 1 for luck, 1 for freedom, 1..." Wait, I forgot them all. Oh no. 1 for luck, 1 for freedom, and 1 for dreams. What is your choice, Ambriel?
I'll go for freedom.
Descan's running through his mind like, okay, so if half of his teammates sacrifice themselves, then the life debts, the deal of 7 life debts just gets better and better. So he's just going to be quiet right now.
Now, would y'all mind if I cashed in my left debt for her life? Because there's just one more right there. No, Betty Ray sits there and she says, "I'll do the 1 for luck. I haven't had too much now, but I hope my life can help change the luck of everybody else."
Great. So she flies both of you each to one of the podiums. Ambriel, she'll take you to the center one, and Betty Ray, she'll take you to the one that is farthest away, right over here. And she says, "Now we just need somebody to give up Dream."
Okay, question. Gunk is raising his arms from the background.
No, Gunk.
What? I'm not. Oh, no.
I just have a question.
I will not allow you to sacrifice yourself.
Nana. And Gunk puts his little head against your cyborg leg.
Aww.
And he goes, "You have a lot of guns on your legs."
It's always worth to be well prepared.
But Gunk says, "I have a question," and he's looking at the woman. So by sacrifice you mean we die, or by sacrifice you mean I never have a dream again?
I have never used the Starforge. I do not know what will happen.
Zone of Truth. I cast Zone of Truth.
Okay. Okay, what am I rolling?
Goddess.
Yeah.
How much will could a god possibly have?
Yeah, well, let's find out.
Never trust a minor deity.
It's such a low DC. It's so funny.
I really want to know what the bonuses are for gumption, though, Gunk.
Probably good.
Gunk doesn't understand that this is like a deity.
All right. What am I rolling for Zone of Truth?
A will save and DC,
a will save.
DC 15.
Sure. This is probably fine. Yeah, no, you have no idea. She kind of looks as the magic kind of lands around her, and she sort of looks down at you like Galadriel looks at Gimli, and she just gently strokes the side of your face. That's it.
Okay.
Now, Grant, that was a bit rude. Would you please apologize?
Sorry.
Okay, that was good.
Hey,
Well-
I'll go. I'll do it.
No, I will
Oh.
not let you.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
right, you convinced me.
offer my services. Hopefully, not for the last time, but to protect the dreams of others.
Do
Oh,
androids
Nana.
dream? Is that a thing?
do
They must dream.
What do
androids
robots
dream?
They download new ones every other week.
Nana, you're the best of us. You cannot sacrifice yourself.
Oh,
Oh!
well,
And she's like, now remember, I did leave a contingency of meal plans for on the way back. Okay,
Oh, no.
and make sure that you look after yourselves and take care of others. Okay.
Hmm.
And she goes
No,
and
no.
steps forward.
Not Nana.
Great.
No.
So Nana approaches the third console. You watch as there is a space for hands. The console seems to know what kind of creatures you are because it presents a proper console for whatever type of creature you are and the hands that you have and the amount of digits you have. So there's some sentience to this as you all reach out and touch your consoles.
As I do so, I hold my symbol of Desna and say a prayer.
First, luck. Betty Ray, you give up. You are an extremely hardworking individual. You have made your own luck your entire life. You return to a world where things aren't so easy at the store.
Mhm.
People don't tend to come in. Betty Ray's ray guns eventually has to close.
Those rickety ladders.
But you take the show on the road.
Hey!
You take the show on the road. You're still Betty Ray, and it doesn't dull your shine.
Awesome.
We'll do next Nana. Downloads are difficult because your mind is never flooded with your own thought. You hear the thoughts and prayers and dreams and hopes of every Desna follower. You, as an android, can parse these things and do your best to help when and where you're close enough to help somebody with something that they need, if that's what you want to do. But you have sacrificed your own dreams. You never have another visitation or ability to like, I mean, just literally dream. Have a dream about a dog. Have a dream about flying. It's always somebody else's needs. But then again, you always put everybody else's needs above yourself anyways from the beginning. So it kind of makes sense. And for you, Ambrielle, you become the new heart of Logic's star. You are no longer alive in the same sense that you were before, but you are connected as a champion of your deity, and a part of your spirit lives in Sinishore with Desna. Now the rest of you, Hawking, Nana, Gunk, Zeskin, Chirp, and Betty Ray, and you all are able to return. Ambrielle is not with you when you exit the cave.
But Nana is with us.
Nana and Betty Ray are.
Okay, good.
But
Betty
they are
Ray.
changed forever changed by their sacrifice. And that is our story for today, I think.
Hey.
Hooray!
Yay!
Oh, thank you, Anne.
Hooray. Of course, my pleasure, guys. This was so fun. Thank you so much for playing. It's always so scary to try and do a one-shot in a specific amount of time.
No kidding.
Yeah, but this is so fun. Thank you guys so much for coming. I do want to take a second here and let everybody know that we're going to do a little bit of a giveaway. I mean, not a little bit, a lot of a giveaway. A whole ass giveaway. Let me pull it up here. All right. We need to, as a group, decide what we want our keyword to be for the giveaway. What should our keyword be?
I think considering the big old sacrifice, I think Ambriel works.
Yeah,
Ambriel?
Ambriel. Yeah, I like it.
That's really good.
Awesome. All right, let me pull up my whole giveaway.
100%. Hawking has just gone through and like amended all the star charts to change the name of the star. It's like, nope.
Yeah.
Technically wrong now.
The name. We will say that the name of Logic Star is now Ambriel. And I will switch that up. I actually wrote a whole set. If you're curious about Flocka stuff, boy oh boy have I got news for you, because I'm all Flocka all the time. For anyone who has listened to the Starfound podcast, Amarah is the character that I play on that show. She was your quest giver here, and she's just a wild ride. But I really love Vlaka, and in the Starfinder books and things, there's some information, but not a ton. So I took it upon myself to create more, like probably way too much.
Yes.
But if you want it, it is available. It is free, and just message me on Twitter. I'll send it to you.
Just casual
but I will I will change the name of Vlaka Star to Ambriel now and forever in my canon, in my Starfinder canon.
Awesome.
All right, so let me give. How many do? Keyword. Enter me. There we go. Ambriel. All right, guys. Here is the keyword. Ambriel. Go ahead and enter it in chat, and 3 winners will be chosen in just a little bit here. I'm so glad you like her, Petronius. I appreciate that. Now let's check in with our Tiltify campaign while we're waiting for people to enter the keyword into chat. Again, it's Ambriel. Enter it 1 time. Let me open this up here. I was so focused on the game that I wasn't able to keep up with it as much as I would like to. Wow, oh wow, guys, we've raised $330 so far. We are almost a third of the way to our goal for the weekend. Just on game 1, there are 11 games left. How am I supposed to live?
That's awesome.
That's great.
So that's amazing, guys. Thank you so much for your generosity. Again, all of this is to benefit Jasper's Game Day, which is a charity dedicated to supporting services that provide suicide prevention and awareness to communities around the country, but perhaps in the future around the world. We had a chance to speak to a rep before the game, and they have already raised $80,000 in the last week with the work they've done so far. Wow. And so we're going to try and end it strong. We're definitely hoping for another 1,000, but maybe we can push it, guys. I don't know. I think we can do something big.
Now that luck is restored to the universe, we should.
Yeah, exactly. Does anybody else have anything they want to say before we wrap things up and do this giveaway?
I just wanted to mention
anything they want to big up.
I was initially self-conscious about my character's last name, but her last name was Brightstar.
Whoa! No way!
It was cheap, but seemed like a name. But yeah,
magical. Wow.
Perfect.
That's incredible.
Tabletop role-playing game.
Totally can happen here.
Yeah.
My character sheet, so you can write on there.
Thank you. That's so awesome. I appreciate everyone being so brave at the end. I was like, is this a lot to ask people to just sacrifice themselves to the beyond without knowing what's going to happen? And I was like, that's what faith is, and ultimately that's what it should be about. So I really appreciate everyone's brave choices today. Anybody want to shout out anything before we wrap up?
I guess one quick thing. I got one quick thing, Anne, which is Memorial Day weekend. We're doing PaizoCon. So if you like Starfinder, check that out. And there's tons of games you can come play. Check it out at paizo.com/PaizoCon. and we'd love to have you.
Amazing. All right, let's do these giveaways as I drop my switcher.
There you go.
Wrong computer, please. Okay. Please, it's too early in the weekend for me to have anxiety. Okay, all right, we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll. The first giveaway goes to Old Bacon Face.
Oh, shit.
You have won a Starfinder beginner box.
Hey,
I will
hey.
contact you after the show. Hold on, let me just write these things down.
I love that name, Old Bacon Face.
Old Bacon
Face.
Face.
Old
Good.
bacon
Good
face.
old Bacon
Old
Face.
Bacon face rocks.
French Master. French Master Bacon Face.
Master.
Doesn't
Awesome.
mean Bloody Mary.
Oh, I could use a Bloody Mary. Boop. You're gonna miss that. The character concepts in this are so good. Everybody's characters are so
Oh
fun.
man, such a great group.
Oh my goodness. Anne is well aware of how wacky my character concepts can get.
So good.
I love the gun apron. That
Oh,
Yes.
That was
brilliant.
fantastic.
especially was a gunk who was like hugging it. And,
Yeah, just like
All right,
Laser
Old
girl
Bacon
nudged my
Face, I
cheek.
sent you a friend request. Let's do the next giveaway.
Do it.
All right, TJ Hansel, you have won a set
Woo.
of Acquisitions Incorporated company tokens. So sick gold and silver and platinum tokens for real reals in real life. And
Pretend.
lastly, but not leastly, a giveaway for our STL from. Hold on, let me pull this up here. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Okay, we're gonna move that there. TJ Hansel, where? All right. Boom. And the last one happens now.
drum
Roll it. Greg underscore MKE. You have won a free STL from our good friends at Eldritch Foundry. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and head on our break. There will be some fun stuff for you to watch and slideshows and whatnot in the interim. We will be back with our next game at 3:30. This game is a star-studded event. Let me pull this up here.
So was this one.
Yeah, this is also star-studded.
Yeah.
Thank you,
It-
Darren.
it's
Thank you.
it's very
You know
niche,
what?
but it
Thank
was
you.
star-studded.
It's so star-studded. We will be joined by Matthew Capitacasa
Whoa.
from the Glass Cannon Network. We will be joined by Matthew Lillard as well, DM'd by Waffles of Waffles and Syrup. We are so lucky to have these guys. So stick around, go take a bio break, and then come on back for more. But this time, Pathfinder. All right, guys, we'll see you out
Bye.
there
Thank you
in
for
the
watching
universe.
so
Anne.
much.
So much.
Thank you,
Bye.
Anne. Love it.
Mwah.